Hi there, welcome to the Code Cinema. My name is Aaron, and this is Malcolm Made December. We are.
Hello.
I can hear you fine. Do you know why I couldn't hear you before? We were looking at
Why?
my volume was really down. It was totally.
You were pranking, mate.
I was pranking you.
Uh,
We're going to be talking about Indicator today, and they did an announcement that I think is a very big one. I'm a slight Indicator fan. I'm just gonna let you guys see over here
yep.
that we're going to be going through the evolution of the Indicator box set. And
Enjoy that, guys, because I've got all of them, but I didn't have time to grab all of them. So
I have a few. I've got like a couple in Paris right now, and I still have to get what is it? The Mexico Macabre set, and
hello.
there's maybe one other. We'll go through it.
Yeah.
Hey, there's another. Welcome, Matt. But do you want to go right to the announcement first, and then we'll come back and do the
sure. Just in case you don't know, Shout Factory made an announcement as well last night.
I did not know, so we'll check that one out too.
Cool.
I'm gonna put that up here on the screen. Look at that. For some reason, I was watching like 27 PlayStation 5 unboxings. So was it a Shout Factory or a Scream Factory announcement?
It was a Shout Factory.
Oh. Let's see what is here. See if it shows up. Is it an Asian set?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Looking at that one too. That's actually looks pretty cool. We'll go to the maybe do that first, then we can go right in Indicator, because there's some pretty cool stuff here to look at today. This is like my new favorite hat. I love this thing.
Yeah. I just want to apologise quickly to everybody. If I'm looking a mess, it's because I just got in from a 6-mile walk.
I would love to say that I had a 6-mile walk, but I didn't. My butt was here in the house, not walking anywhere. But I have a good reason. Hey there, Jay. Welcome, man. Because I am not allowed to go outside when it's really, really hot.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's my case.
Which is 95% of the time, isn't it?
It is a lot of it. Is August and September, like for the big part of it. Like, hey there, Indy. Welcome, man. We'll look at the Scream Factory one, Shout Factory one first, and then we'll go straight into
let's do that
Indicator stuff, and let's go right to it. Get rid of ooh and ah.
There it is.
There we go. It's the Tai Lung David Chang or Chang?
David Chang.
Collection. Really cool looking. Love the design of the set.
I'll be honest, I like it better than the others because it's actually got different patterns around it. So they're the same picture.
Do we have do we have a description here anywhere? I'm like, what's that? Okay.
Yeah, it tells you what's in it. If you go further down, I believe.
Yep. So we got 12 classic martial arts films from the famous Shaw Brothers library. So we're getting a lot of Shaw Brothers out there. I love this stuff. We got Has Sword Will Travel from what year was that one? It doesn't say the year. But it's title inspired by the lone gunman Hollywood hit TV show Have Gun Will Travel. I never would have guessed. Nice long one. Some of these pretty long, 106 minutes. 126 minutes. The heroic ones, actually. I remember this one. This was a good movie.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Fantastic film.
Vengeance isn't too bad. I watched that because I had a DVD copy of that from Hong Kong, region 3. Well, I bought for 150 quid back in the day.
It's been a long time since I've seen that one. I'm not going to lie to you. The Anonymous Heroes. Which
that's a great one.
I don't remember that one.
That's a great one.
Deadly Duel, I remember, though. This one I remember seeing.
Yeah. Duel of the Fist and the Angry Guest is a double, same characters.
Which is really
I think the Angry Guest is the prequel or the sequel.
And in between these, we got the Duel as well. So we got some really, really nice stuff here. I'm in our brothers, Blood Brothers, the Savage Five, 7-Man Army. You want to get your double feature in on numeric terms. There you go, right there. This is a 12 discs for 12 films. I love that.
Yeah.
That means there's no double feature discs here.
Yep.
Good thing to notice right out the gate goes from 1969 to 1976, which for me is kind of like the whole like the big golden era of the
Yeah. It is.
So you're going to get some amazing stuff here. Amazing stuff. It is a great box set. I did not know, actually. I had no idea that this thing was announced. But
Yeah, it was announced last night. It's coming out in September as well, which is incredible.
which is it comes in Hin's birthday month. There you go. Hey guys, buy this for Hin for a birthday. That's what he's Hin.
You know, so I've already pre-ordered it.
Of course you
I
have.
want to know why it's more expensive than the others. The other one's $139.99. This one's $169.99.
Are the single disc sets for
Yep, they're single discs as well.
Hey, Hin, there's another Shaw Brothers set. There's another Shaw Brothers set from the Tai Lung David Chang set. 12 movies, 12 discs from 1969 to 1976. You would love this. I do think that the drawings are okay, but it looks like got a little like generic right here.
Yeah, it looks a bit budgety on the cover, but I will say I like that it's very different than the others in the sense that other than the back, it's not just the same image because the others have almost the same image on every side.
I absolutely adore the design of this, by the way. This is really fantastic. Look at this. Look at this, guys. Ooh and ah, all you want, because they were.
I'm guessing it'll be 6 cases like the last ones were.
Yeah, more than likely. To save space, like I don't know if you remember, but when Arrow Video, like initially did box sets, I got the Russ Meyer set. I got the second one that had an extra film in it. But the first Russ Meyer set they were all individually cased, and it was a big ass set, man.
I prefer those kind of sets, but I've kind of got used to having them a little bit slimlined down now because of the collection.
Well, aspect. I mean, like right now, like I want it to be a little slimline at least because there's only so much shelving I got, and having a set that takes up an entire shelf. So yeah, the like the Manuel set, like Andy said, like saving space, all that type of stuff. If you haven't been here before, my name is Aaron. This is Malcolm from May to December. Be sure to like, share, subscribe to all that jazzy stuff. If you want to see one of our really cool little things pop up on the screen, you can super chat, super sticker, or donate. And when you do, it helps with the channel. It keeps us doing the live streams because live streams do cost. And we love doing this. Either way, we hope you have a good time while you're watching. And I think I'm getting better with my segues, Malcolm.
Yeah, you are. Eddie, I want to say this about your Manuel set. I don't know if you own it, but apparently there's some problems with it. Some of the discs aren't loading properly.
And the Manuel set?
Yeah, not everybody's, just some of them. They have like a problem with the menus or something where it's kind of like really kind of color-rid and stuff. It's really weird. I've got it, but I haven't opened it yet.
My dad's watched a couple. Like the ones he's seen so far have been pretty good. Like there's no issues. You know what I'm going to say? So I did a video yesterday, right? Not enough people watched it, by the way. In 80s, 90s, like iconic films rankings video.
Yeah.
Very proud of it. Took a while to do. But so I said, you know what? I'm going to start putting in those DVDs just to kind of remind myself what special features are on those discs, right? And a lot of special features. I will say this thing right now. Oh my God, have we gotten lazy with menus? Like we have things like Airplane and stuff like that, looking at the menu, and it's like hilarious and well done and animated. It's all these different like feature things.
DVD was definitely the glory days of menus.
It was. I mean, like in Easter eggs and all that type of stuff. I'm like,
when I think about the old Hong Kong Legends DVDs and their menus, they were phenomenal. The music, everything. Now when you put on a film and it's got just a picture, it's kind of boring.
Yeah, and it's like, and it's just like, especially with the 4K, it's like you expect, okay, it's 4K, it's gonna be fancy. No, it's just gonna pop up on the bottom part of the screen, right? But I guess with that being said, we should probably look at how Powerhouse Indicator slaughtered
Yeah,
this month.
it's incredible. What an incredible announcement.
It is an amazing announcement, and we'll get into like the book as
This
well.
is like one of those dream come true kind of announcements for a lot of people.
For me, it is. For me, it really, really is. So,
Yeah,
for I know that like I think Kino put out a couple of these,
yeah,
but most of like I don't have any of the Kino ones, and my only Todd Slaughter stuff is the older like 20 or 40 films on it,
yeah,
it's that type of thing, and with horrible quality.
yeah,
So for those that know, Todd Slaughter was he was an actor, and he was very much in the Grand Guignol style of
yeah,
acting. Very much kind of the over the top, kind of like the cheese. He was a bad guy. He loved
yeah.
playing the bad. If this was modern, if this was wrestling, you would have loved being the heel. So the films have grown from 1935 to 1940. It's called The Criminal Acts of Todd Slaughter, Eight Blood and Thunder. Set. What are you thinking of this? Before we even get into the features on the movies, what do you think?
I'm thinking day one. I'm so excited. I'm curious to see if they put this in the plastic boxes like they did with the recent Michael J. Murphy set, or if they're going to put them in slips with two per disc. Because I think it's also a possibility because of obviously the time and obviously the time period of it. It probably would be two a disc.
So this is where we're going to differ, I think, because I'm hoping I think we're both going to hope that they put them in like each gets their own disc. We'll look at but they're shorter films, so they probably could do two a disc. But I'm hoping something that you're probably not. Like you're probably hoping that these are going to come in plastic cases. That you want the plastic cases. But I know if they do plastic cases, they're going to slimline it, and I would much prefer if they could put them in the cardboard cases where you get the two different like poster art, which I know
Well,
you're
they can
not.
do that. They can do that in the plastic one as well.
I don't find it looks nice. I mean, we'll go through because I've got like a bunch of them here. Like if it's the bigger plastic stuff, if it's like the stuff like Sinbad or Hammer stuff,
Yeah.
well, yeah. If it's like a thin line, if it's like a slim line case, I don't think looks.
Well, the Michael J. Murphy one wasn't slimline.
See, I don't have that one. That's one of the ones I don't have. But I'll be honest with you. Like when it came to the Michael J. Murphy set, we'll look at some of the pictures here. Was not exactly. It wasn't one I had to run. Hey, there, Rafe. Welcome, man.
Hey, Rafe. Yeah, a lot of people have been having problems, haven't they, with that paper doll set thing.
This year
and that's
makes
why
me think it's
$10.
going to be like it's going to be like one of those cardboard ones. Just look at the art here.
Well, it's the way it looks, so it probably is.
Slaughter.
Which is disappointing for me because I don't really like the cardboard sleeves.
It depends. Like
I think they're cheap. I think they're cheap and tacky and easily damaged.
But
that's my problem.
So here's the thing. I think that it would be perfect for these type here. Because look at the kind of like this old school lobby card type of thing to it.
Oh, I get it. I've got no problem with it. I just prefer the plastic cases because I like the sturdiness and the protectiveness of it. But I get it. I get why it would look better on it.
We got like 8 films here altogether. So we got Maria Martin, which I don't
know. Hi,
Mike. Hey there, Mike. Welcome, man. Murder in the Red Barn. Okay, I do know that. Sweeney Todd, The Demon Barber of Fleet Street, The Crimes of Stephen Hawke, It's Never Too Late to Mend, The Tick of Leave Man, Sexton Blake and the Hooded Terror, The Face at the Window, which is probably the most famous Todd Slaughter film, and Crimes at the Dark House. So 8 films in total, man.
Yep. 2 per disc.
Is it 2 per disc? Yeah, it looks like 2 per disc. If this is anything to go by, it's 2 per disc. Unless they do like a disc in each one. So we'll see what features it has here as well. So do we read this? Do I read this out?
Go.
All right. Let's go for this, guys. The terrifying talents of Newcastle's Norman Carter, Todd Slaughter, the first true icon of British horror cinema, are showcased in this long overdue box set, featuring the 8 films which Europe's horror man made in collaboration with British producer-director George King. This comprehensive collection also includes a number of rare shorts and newsreel items. Unlike his contemporaries such as Boris Karloff and Charles Laughton, Todd Slaughter never left his native shores. Instead, he chose to make his mark in Britain by transferring his most sensational theatrical performances to the screen. Portraying every kind of cruel and cunning criminal from petty thief to mass murder, he became the first great villain of British horror at a time before the grand guignol of Hammer films began to take hold, without once donning monster makeup. Criminally overlooked by film historians and only previously seen in compromised versions. These fascinating films have been newly restored using original film materials preserved at the BFI National Archive and are accompanied by an array of essential contextualizing extras, including archival shorts, radio plays presented with optional soundtracks by British music legends, Current 93, newly recorded commentaries, critical appreciations, personal recollections, a 120-page book, not the only book that's going to be associated with this, and strictly limited to 6,000 number for the US, UK, and US. So I'm going to guess that's 3,000 each.
Yeah, there's 3,000 each, isn't there? Well, knows how much of that 120-page book inside the set is going to have parts of the other book in it? Because sometimes that's the case.
It is. I mean, like now, hopefully, there's like kind of like different essays on here as well. We'll probably see as we go through, because the book itself it's nice to have a little bit of it, because not everybody is going to be able to afford to get the book too. That's the key part of it. But having like a little snippet of it in there.
I think if it was, I think if the book was hardback, I think I'd be more likely to buy it than paperback.
I got to check the price. I haven't checked the price on it yet, but the book sexy is
$19.99.
That's cheap. Damn, that's cheap.
It depends how many pages it is.
No, from the look of it, it didn't look like that was a small book. Like, it was not like an 80-page book. That makes it for $19.99.
I don't know, because I had a quick look at it because I was walking down the road. You know, when you told me.
Yeah. So, like, it's for $19.99. I would like, that's what you pay for like for a regular book.
You know, if you think you put it in a bundle together at the minute, you could probably get what, £7-8 off. So that makes that book cheaper.
It is, and that's an even better like thing at that price. So what do we got here? We got 2K restorations on the films here. We got HD remaster for The Face at the Window, of course. Original mono soundtracks, which is something I always look for when I look at these. Audio commentary with films historians Josephine Bolding and Vic Pratt on Murder in the Red Barn. Audio commentaries with critics and authors Stephen Jones and Kim Newman, which I'm going to like, on Sweeney Todd. We get David McIlvery and Kim Newman on Crimes of Stephen Hawke. We get Joseph Bodden and Dave Thomas on Ticket of Leave Man. Stephen Jones and Kim Newman on Sexton and the Hooded Terror. Kevin Lyons and Jonathan Rigby on Face at the Window. And Kevin Lyons and Jonathan Rigby at Crimes at the Dark House.
Wow.
We get a 2023 interview with Imogene Slaughter, the grandniece of Todd Slaughter, and her father Giles, in which she discussed their famous relative's life.
Would she have known him?
I say, like, I don't think she would have known. She would have. This is one of the things where you're going to like know. I say, like her father, like Giles there.
I guess it's kind of like maybe she's like one of the last remaining relatives who knew, like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like her dad who knew, you know what I mean?
Like her dad would have probably passed on the stories to her of that. So her dad's there too, so they can talk together. I'm guessing her dad's a little bit older, so it's good to have someone on that's a bit younger too. New interview with artist and illustrator and the Current 93 channel.
Hey, Stephen Fry was on there.
Is he? Oh, yes. Oh, this makes it a must, guys. Stephen Thrower and Todd Slaughter. So this. Like, it's going to be a great visual essay. It's going to be a great visual essay right there. Got a Todd Slaughter repertory company video essay on the regular players from Slaughter's feature films. That should be really interesting as well. Maria Martin and Sweeney Todd radio plays. I always love these.
Ooh, London After Dark. First known film footage of Slaughter captured on stage at the Elephant and Castle Theatre.
That is amazing.
Nice.
You get some like Grand Guignol like / pantomime stuff there, right?
Yeah.
We get Todd Slaughter at Home from 1936, a mock interview with Sweeney Todd recorded from the Panthatone newsreel, which totally what you could see Todd Slaughter doing, actually. like a sweet, like doing it in character.
Oh wow, there's a lot of extra like film stuff on this.
There's a ton, like Pots and Plots, short film which Slaughter sitting at the makeup station in his dressing room reprises 3 of his infamous roles, including Sweeney Todd, which I guess he's kind of most famous for. Bothered by a Beard, a humorous short educational film which traces the history of shaving, features a scene in Sweeney Todd's infamous barbershop. Gotta love that. Make you not want to shave again, right?
Yep.
Puzzle Corner number 14, Slaughter's last appearance on camera, delivering a Sweeney Todd monologue. We got an image gallery for all 8 films. Crimes of Stephen Hawke, original treatment gallery. New and improved English subtitles for deaf and hard of hearing, which is very important. Limited, okay, here he goes. And celebrity question. Limited edition exclusive 120-page book with new essays by Jean-Claude Michael. Anya, name I'm not going to pronounce. David Tibet, Doug Young, and Kip, I'm going to say Zool.
I thought that was Sakai at first. I was like, Kip Cole. I was like, what? And then it was all.
That's a cool. That'd be a cool name. Excerpts from Slaughter's unpublished memoirs, archival essays, and reviews and film credits, world and UK premieres on Blu-ray, and limited to 6,000 numbered units. I love the fact that they're numbered units. Before we go any farther, because we are going to dive into the box set bonanza sale as well, I think we should look.
Well, I want to ask a question quickly.
Sure.
So what do you think of the price? I mean,
it's 49.
49. I thought it said 59. Oh, 49. Okay, it's okay then. I thought it said 59.99 earlier. Maybe that was 108-page book.
You say no 49. It's not badly priced.
Yeah.
So 280 pages for the book, and it kind of reminds me of a Fab Press type of book. So for anybody that collects like movie books, I know my dad has a lot of Fab Press books. This is a Hemlock film. I haven't had any of their releases. I absolutely adore this cover, though. It's like it is such a wonderful Slaughter cover, and the fact that it's 280 pages kind of lets me breathe a bit of a sigh of relief, because that's a damn good nice read.
Happy birthday, Raph, in 2 months.
Oh yeah, hey there, Maddie. Welcome, man, and happy early birthday.
Hey, Matty.
Cross is pretty brutal, man. For those who don't know, like Cross is like if you wanted to watch The Walking Dead, but you wanted to be completely offended the entire time you watched it.
I've seen that. I've read some of that. They were going to make a series at one point.
Oh my god, that would be horrible.
Yeah, they were going to. I don't know if it's still going.
Did you
know that's still going to happen?
Like the shorts, like miniseries Psychopath. That was the worst.
I did.
That was both the best and worst.
Yes, absolutely awful in some good ways. I've read a lot of Ed Brubaker stuff, with Phillips.
Yeah.
And I like how you get that sense of normality, and all of a sudden something really mental happens. You know what I mean? Like in that, I think it's Criminal and that. I like them. But yeah. So yeah, I like the psycho kind of stuff.
Which is perfect. We got like Dennis Mickley, Kip Zool, and Doug Young wrote the book. So there's going to a little bit of crossover, I say, with that 120-page book, but I don't think it's going to be too bad.
As long as it's 120 pages of the 280.
Yeah, there you go, right? Here's the thing. So it's a box set bonanza. So when Vinegar Syndrome announced that they were going to do a sale, a 5-day sale, they initially said it was going to be a compound sale. We talked about it on here. I went over the pros and cons of what a compound sale is. The Vinegar Syndrome, I guess, flinched and didn't end up doing the compound sale after all. They did like like so many films, like so many days type of thing, with just random pricing on it. This, however, guys, is we're going to be able to see a compound sale and how that works. So it's a box set bonanza, and it's going on until August 21st. So when you buy one box set from below selection, you receive 5% discount on that set. If you buy 2 box sets, you get a 10% discount on both box sets. You buy 3 box sets, you get a 15% discount on 3 box sets for an up to possible discount of 40 on all eligible box sets. So how many boxes is that to reach 40? My math is not
8.
8. Okay, there we go. Thank you for mathing for me.
You're welcome.
So if there are stuff that you haven't gotten, these are going to be their prices pre, like
So there's a good point to this and a bad point. The bad point to it is if you wait for a sale, a proper sale, like the big one,
yeah.
most of these will probably be £20 or just over that. Just over 20.
Now that being
If
said, the
you
last time they weren't like there was a few that were, but there was always a few that were.
yeah, but that's because they were the newer ones, right?
Relatively no.
What I'm saying is, I think you could save big money on this if you're buying 8, but I don't think you're going to save big money unless you're going to a normal sale if you're not buying 8. And if you're
100%.
buying 8, you're going to make you're probably going to be spending like 400 plus, probably. Maybe not 400 plus, but 400 in your cart before the percentage goes over.
And here's the neat thing here. Like, I'm shocked. Like, even for values over £50 in the UK, it's free shipping.
Yeah.
For value over £200 in the rest of the world, well, most of the world, like EU, US, and Canada, it's free shipping. For the rest of the world with £250, it's free shipping. It's rare, Malcolm, nowadays, like even at like that like upper price level, to see any company giving free shipping, let alone free tracked shipping.
Exactly. I think personally, you could easily get to 250. I mean, you think about it, you get free shipping, you get 40% off, which does turn out to be a lot of money if you buy it 8. And I think the free shipping works perfectly. I mean, I wish Vegan Syndrome gave free shipping after, let's say, like maybe $400 or something.
Well, yeah, when you spend that much money, like it would be hard for me to reach this because, like, in all honesty, I got most of these, and you got them all. But if somebody's coming in to Indicator, and we're going to go through the box sets,
I would. I'd pick up the Universal Noir set, especially with number 2 coming out, because they're both brilliant sets. Well, because I've seen the movies in them, so.
Oh yeah, they're fantastic. This is the first one right here, and there's like a ton of features. I know you don't like it, but I actually do like the way that these are done. Like it's like 6 films in total, and a nice big book here as well. We'll go through all these actually.
They're definitely just to cut in. Sorry, I just want to say, as much as I don't prefer the cardboard slip things, I prefer these sets over the Kino ones because at least they feel more premium. More worth the money.
They definitely do. Like it is definitely like a kind of a really kind of a premium style when it comes to Indicator. Indicator has become like, along with like companies like Second Sight and Arrow, I consider Indicator one of the kings of the box sets. I never ever feel like I'm gonna get gypped with the Indicator box set. I know I'm gonna get my money's worth.
Yeah.
But I know the one that I don't have is, and you do have here, is a Michael J. Murphy set.
Yes.
Which is the newer one.
Which is 5 plastic cases in the box of a book. I think with 2 discs in each case.
Yeah.
And I will say the movies, from what I've seen so far, don't do it.
So if you're gonna get like Michael J. Murphy or the Ormond set, which would you go for?
I'll probably get the Ormond set just because I think it'd be interesting. Because there's a real history behind it. Do you know what I mean?
Here's my question. So they show some of the box sets down here. So would that mean that these are the only box sets that are on sale, or would that mean?
Yeah, they're the only ones in the sale. Because they say some box sets. Normally, I think it's because they're the ones they want to get rid of. And what they've done is they've put 2 newer ones in there just to be like the appetizers to make you buy the rest.
That being said, they're all great box sets,
man. Except the Michael J. Murphy one.
Which I don't have. But I'll tell you what, let's go through like the evolution of Indicator in box set format before we go any farther with this. Then we'll go through the pricing stuff. I'll start with with the first one I got, and we'll give our opinions on them as we go through. And if you got them too, like did you bring a lot of yours over, or bring some of yours over?
No, because I just got in like 2 minutes before we started.
Okay, well I got them here anyway. So this is the very first box set Indicator ever put out.
I love that set. Is that the original one?
Yeah. See the book.
Yeah, my one's got the book in it as well. But there's the original one with the DVD and Blu-ray, and then there's the Blu-ray version that comes with the book.
Oh, all right. So
you can flex it now.
I can flex it. No, we bought this initially. My better half found Indicator. This is number 2074 of 6,000. I love that they do this, by the way.
That's not bad.
But what I love about Indicator, and so my better half found them because she was pissed off at Twilight Time. She really wanted to order Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger, and it had sold out on Twilight Time. It had been the only Sinbad movie that for some reason had passed her by. She didn't think she'd seen. She wasn't sure. And she's a massive Ray Harryhausen and massive Sinbad fan. So I am looking on Amazon UK for like Doctor Who and Arrow stuff. I'm just kind of discovering Amazon UK at this point. And my better half like goes on and looks for a bit at some stuff. She finds the Sinbad set for like £20, which is a great price for it at that time. And she said, I'm going to order this right away. And I think it was right after she ordered it. So, by the way, this has on it the Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, the Golden Voyage of Sinbad, Sinbad, the Eye of the Tiger, which is all 3 Sinbad films, loaded with special features. There's a BFI interview with Ray Harryhausen that runs at 85 minutes, an audio interview. There's some great commentaries, interviews with like new interviews with Tom Baker and Carol Monroe was on here from when this was done, and Jane Seymour. A whole bunch of stuff on here, including those the Super 8 versions of the films, and just a lot of great stuff to start it out. And at that time, this here was announced. It's the first Ray Harryhausen set. And my better half is, like I said before, a massive Ray Harryhausen fanatic. So we ordered this pretty much immediately. And this one here is, it came from beneath the sea, 20 million miles to Earth, the 3 worlds of Gulliver, right at the end of like 5,960 or 6,000.
Wow.
I'm not sure, were they still doing like the DVD Blu-rays at this point?
They're doing the Blu-rays of them ones.
Oh, no, they still had the DVD Blu-ray like combo packs for.
Okay, the combo packs, yeah.
Because I know they stopped doing them after a while. I remember they stopped doing them for their Indicator like sets as well. Hey there, Mike. Welcome, man. I'm very excited. I like Todd Slaughter's stuff. It's it's very Grand Guignol, very pantomime, and it's definitely an of its time type of thing. But I think it's going to be a great set with a whole lot of features and a lot of fun. And I just wish it was coming out in October for Halloween. What do you think, Malcolm? What are your thoughts?
I think so too. I think she'll come out. I think she'll come out in October as well, because it's the perfect like retro style for people who are really into the older stuff, and it would be great to put on for the kids as well, like if you had kids, you want to share it because they're more likely to watch in October because of the Halloween aspect. I'm really excited for it. I'm really excited and I'm really happy for it. I'm glad to have it on the shelf because so many people have said we need more Todd Slaughter releases and no one was doing it. So I'm glad Indicator does, because I reckon this will be a quick selling box set.
Oh, definitely. And another thing, which is going to be a lot of fun, and we found out through the postcards that Arrow puts into their releases. And in a weird way, I do think that this is going to be a nice kind of companion. Is that have the Todd Slaughter box set and have the Coffin Joe box set. Because they're both very much characters that deal in that whole like Grand Guignol pantomime type way. Obviously, like Coffin Joe pushes the limits a lot. But still, incredible stuff. Right here, Ray Harryhausen Volume 2. Mysterious Island, which I love. Jason and the Argonauts is probably one of my favorite Harryhausen films.
Which they've never released separately.
Wasn't this released separately though?
No, because it came out from Premium Archive.
Oh, that's right though. They did their the HMV like edition of that, didn't they?
Yeah.
And First Man on the Moon. So again, a really cool set. Absolutely adore this stuff.
So that's an actual exclusive to that set. Because I missed out on it, so I know.
Oh, I did not know. Actually, see, these are the things I don't keep up. Like, I'm not a person that like buys things for like out of printness or like
Yeah,
exclusivity. I just buy stuff I like, and
yeah,
I find it later on if it gets exclusive. This is when I really got like the first three. Me and him loved together completely, but this
yeah.
is when I truly like kind of like flipped the switch and I was so super stoked when this was announced. So this is the very first of the Hammer ones. It's Fear Warning, and I love this because I love Maniac. I think this is a
Yeah,
fantastic film. Gorgon's one of their best like standalone monster movies that they did. Curse of
yeah, I agree.
is good. It's fun. Fanatic is wonderful. I watched Fanatic recently, and I'd forgotten how good Tallulah Bankhead was in this movie. So you got Stephanie Powers, Tallulah Bankhead. For those that haven't seen it, so Stephanie Powers was dating this guy who passes away, who dies, and
Yeah.
she's with somebody else. But she's in town where his mom lives, so she goes to see his mom, and his mom is like this super religious, kind of a crackpotty type.
Uh-oh.
And so she tells her, they have a nice conversation, but she tell you should stay the night, type of thing. And get up when she gets up in the morning. She comes downstairs where the mother is performing a service, a religious service, and she gets upset with Stephanie Powers because she thinks wearing red is kind of the devil's color, so it's too sexy. She got to go change, and she ends up like getting like locked in by Tallulah Bankhead, who was insane, and things start to unravel from there. Early,
I've noticed with Hammer horror stuff, there's always somebody invited to stay over, or they end up stuck somewhere where they have to sleep over. It's like their formula.
yeah, the Kiss the Vampire, man.
Yeah,
Brilliant performance by Donald Sutherland, by the way.
nice.
He's the
I watched the Gorgon. I watched the Gorgon recently.
Gorgon's so good. It's such good.
Yeah, it's good. It's quite shocking.
Hammer Volume 2. The Snorkel, which was a favorite of my dad's, actually. Never take sweets from a stranger. What a brutal,
Yeah,
realistic
very brutal.
film. As a guy that grew up like in a small town, this was a very shockingly realistic film. The Full Treatment's a decent title, but the keys for this one are never take sweets from a stranger and Cash on Demand.
I'm gonna tell you, boy, what the snorkel's about. The snorkel is about a guy that goes underwater and he swims around looking at women, areas, and he just keeps swimming and eventually gets caught and arrested. That's the end.
He kills someone. It's pretty much the what's the name of the movie? I Saw What You Did.
Yeah,
Well, with the snorkel. But Cash on Demand is probably one of the best films that Hammer put out. And one of the best performances by Peter Cushing,
yeah,
who
definitely.
plays this very like kind of like tight, like banker. He's very much a banker, and this guy comes in, he's extremely charming. He's extremely easygoing. He lets them know just in a very easygoing, nice way. If I turn on a Hammer film, I yell, "It's Hammer time! Stop!" And he says, "By the way, we're going to rob your bank. I have your family, so let's get this done."
Well, Peter Cushing. I remember watching an interview with Christopher Lee on Fu Manchu set, and he said the greatest actor he'd ever worked with was Peter Cushing when it came to scenery, because the guy could use multiple props and the scene perfectly. That he outdid Christopher Lee. And he learned a lot from him, and that he admired him, and that he missed him, because he'd passed away. And I was like, that's the type of stuff you want to hear from these people, not just, oh, he was a genuine nice guy, and,
Yeah.
because you feel like it's a bit of, BS.
Well, the ending to the first Dracula film, which was horror Dracula,
Yeah,
like over here, but like it's Dracula where you're at, is Peter Cushing's. The idea to like jump up on the table and grab the candlesticks and do that. That was
yeah,
Peter Cushing's idea. When Peter Cushing was like creating a character I studied this, like the acting was what I was going to do. One of the things Peter Cushing did was he would try to get and understand, like, okay, what would my character have in his pocket?
Yeah.
What type of, like, he would create like a lot of actors create a Bible for your, like, pretty
Yeah.
much like, think D&D
Cool, sure.
character sheet, right? But he went like that step beyond. Like, what type of clothes would my character, or what type of things would be in his pocket? What type of stuff would he do? And that utterly kind of blows my mind.
I always like to think, when watching Corruption, I always like thinking, what would he have had in his pocket that he feels this character would have had? Would he have had locks of hair? Would he,
I think Corruption is one that he did at a time when I don't think he felt really great about corruption.
Yeah, I can imagine that, considering it was kind of against his character, really. The type of films he did.
Because Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed, which I think is a really good Frankenstein film, by the way. It's got a fantastic kind of slasher opening to it, which is kind of weird. But he hated the way that they took, like, the Frankenstein character, in that one, because he basically assaults the girl, and he thought that never should be. For like, Frankenstein can kill people, he can, like, make monsters and stuff like that, but this
is because he's misunderstood.
He's like, I love, like, his take. I love Ralph Bates' take on, like, on horror Frankenstein as well. A much more sardonic, kind of like sarcastic take, but either way, just amazing stuff. Volume 3.
Terror of the Tongues. I love that movie.
It is so cool. Without this, I don't think we would have got the Fu Manchu set. I think this was testing grounds for that. Camp on Blood Island and Yesterday's Enemy are two of their war films. We get two of their, I guess, their adventure titles, we're going to call them. Stranglers of Bombay, which has... I
watched that. I watched both of them. I watched Stranglers of Bombay and I watched Blood Island.
So Stranglers of Bombay actually has the Master from Doctor Who, the original one. In it. Terror of the Tongues, I will say I love the film, but the lead is kind of bland. He's pretty much, it's literally what you think of when it's kind of like, oh, this is a boy's adventure, like, book. There was a bunch of these kind of like boy adventure books and girl adventure books when I was a kid, and you'd have a lot of these type stories like in there.
I'll be honest, I thought Bombay Strangler was quite blah. I enjoyed some of it, but I just didn't feel like there was any characters that really stood out at all. As with Blood Island, I was surprised because it really, really was a fun movie.
It is,
the way they work together. It made me think of films like The Great Escape and that. That kind of atmosphere. It's not as high, obviously, but it's fun.
It's a fun little. People miss out on it, which is a shame. This is one of my favorites because it has some cool stuff on here. We have Volume 4.
Good morning, Enready.
Hey there, Enready. Welcome, man. Faces of Fear. So we got Revenge of Frankenstein, which I do like. Some people like rag on this one. I think it's kind of fun. Two Faces of Dr. Jekyll, which is one of the few Dr. Jekyll films he did. The Taste of Fear, again, they do such good jobs with their thrillers. And they never get, like, rated high on those. And the best thing on here is The Damned. And the first one, out of all these box sets, for the first time ever, The Damned came out, and there it is right here. Donald Carey and Shirley Ann Fields, of course, Oliver Reed, have a 2 Blu-ray set.
Nice.
So this one here had like there's an extended version of the film, the theatrical cut, or like not put on one. They each get their own discs. By the way, all these Hammer ones here, they each have, like, each one there has its own booklet with it. So just to give you an idea of, like, on some of these sets. So you get, like, look at this.
That was the glory days when they had booklets and when they were in the plastic cases.
Yes, so that's one thing I do. That's one place I do agree with you, man. Just great stuff. Look at this picture here. Fantastic film, by the way. If
proper quality.
Like, amazing. Oliver Reed, there it is. Sexy Oliver Reed.
Yeah, I loved him in The Musketeers.
He is so good. He was so good, man. So good. Musketeers is way too close to reality for Oliver Reed, unfortunately. Okay, now I've got Volume 5. I don't have Volume 6 here. Volume 6 is in Paris. But this is Volume 5. This is another adventure one. It didn't sell as well because it was an adventure set, but I love the adventure sets. You do need to add some indicators. There's a compound sale going on. Ready?
Oh, pick him up.
So we got Visa to Catan, parts of Blood River, which was one I really, really love. Scarlet Blade, I like too. The Brigand of Kandahar. I haven't seen that one in years, so I haven't watched it yet on the set. So I need to rewatch Visa to Canton because it's been a long, long time. Dad, if you're here, you can like tell me how these films are. My dad saw all these films in theater, by the way, and but we got Oliver Reed in one, and we got Richard Basehart, which should be pretty damn cool. And I just love these sets. The 6 volume, which I don't have. Do you have that there?
I do. I have it, but I ain't got it on me.
So it has like so Disney did a movie called Dr. Sin, like kind of like the Scarecrow type of film, and just do really quickly. Hammer, did their own version of that. And we'll just go to it for a second. So this is volume 6. I do have it, but it is like I said in Paris. Shadow of the Cat, which is a really good one. I actually really like that film. Captain Clegg is the Dr. Sin one. They had to change the name. Phantom of the Opera. Herbert Lom. Originally, I think was supposed to be. Was it Cary Grant? I think was supposed to be.
I think so.
In this one, but his basically his publicist wouldn't let him do it. And Freddie Francis in Nightmare, which is one of the strongest of the horror films. And look at these. Look at the beautiful artwork here.
I do like that artwork.
Absolutely stunning. Captain Clegg, and it makes sense if you know the movie, especially. I saw Dr. Sin in theater, and he had like the creepy laugh and scared the crap out of me. Now this one here, Nightmare. I'm pretty sure this one has like a kind of a creepy mask in it in one sequence, if I remember it correctly. If Oliver Reed's in it, then it does have this kind of creepy, weird mask in it. And like, there's tons of features on all these here. Like each one of these here, like before, gets their own booklets. That's a sexy looking like guy. It's pretty sexy, man.
Raf, I was watching with my beautiful female friends. Good on you.
There you go.
We love that. We love to hear that.
My first one that the thing kind of broke a bit.
Oh, is that the William Castle set?
Oh, yeah.
I had a chance to buy that and the second one together for 40 quid.
Are you serious? Did you buy it?
No, because I was in America at the time.
You have the set, though, right?
I have the second one. Not the first one.
Okay, we're going to get... This is the William Castle collection. This is the first one, the first volume. Now, what's neat about this is William Castle was a showman. He was a carny, much like Vince McMahon in wrestling. But not as creepy. When I was young, I went to a revival theater that showed a lot of these movies with gimmicks. So I got to see the Tingler with like the seats and stuff like that there.
I love that. I'm sad I missed all that.
So we got the Tingler on this one. 13 Ghosts, a lot of fun. Actually, Cobwebs podcast, by the way, a really great podcast. I was on that a few times, and one of the times we were doing those films. We did 13 Ghosts and the remake, and so it's there. Homicidal, which is again a favorite of mine. Mr. Sardonicus. But what makes this key? What the thing you got to have this in your collection for is there is a documentary on William Castle called Spine Tingler, the William Castle story. Now you can buy these separately, so you're good.
Yeah.
And it is such a damn good documentary. I think it's on 13 Ghosts, if I remember correctly.
Did you like the remake?
I did. Actually, I'm one of the people that actually very much like the remake. The special effects were really good. The fact they used practical effects was really fun. Like some of the storyline aspects of it was super cheesy. It was very much of its time. But if you're going to ask me if I'm going to want to watch 13 Ghosts again or Ghost Ship, I'm gonna watch the first 5 minutes of Ghost Ship.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna turn it off and I'm gonna go watch 13 Ghosts because I like the accuracy.
The best bits of Ghost Ship for me is the beginning, the bit where the guy falls down the shaft, and the ending music bit. The very ending. That's it. So you only watch like 10 minutes of that film.
Yeah, it's like, but you start the ghost ship, and you're like, wow, this is amazing. How can they top this opening? Answer, they can't. But yeah, if you ever get a chance to pick this up again, by the way, it's a fun one. You probably bought these separately, did you, afterwards? Or
Yeah, I bought it separately. I want the box set, but I'm just not going to pay 120 quid where I can get the films.
No, God. No, did he have the booklets?
No.
The one thing that kind of peeved me, and I'm not going to lie, is that 13 Ghosts should have had the Ghost Viewer. They should have had, like, there's a digital Ghost Viewer, so you can watch it that way, but it's not the same. Like, there was a set, like a DVD came out, and I never got the Ghost Viewer. Like, some people got the Ghost Viewer, but I bought it new 3 times, a DVD of 13 Ghosts, never got the Ghost Viewer. But
that sucks.
So, for those, this is the booklet for this. There's old Mr. William Castle himself, who was really, really good at selling his movies. There's the different ghosts, the cast of ghosts from the film. It's a very cheesy, fun film, but it's a fun film that you could sit back and watch with kids as well.
That's what makes them work, though.
It is. It does. It really does, because it's got a timeless quality to it. And when you're like, hell, we're coming up on October, 31 days of Halloween. Stuff like this is a lot of fun, because how many times do people like say, well, it's Halloween time, I guess I'll watch the Halloween franchise. Well, that's fantastic, but like, just let's watch some other horror.
Yeah, I'm just going to say this very quickly. Boring. Watch stuff that no one else watches.
It's true. And now we're going to get to the one that you got. And one of the hardest sells, unfortunately, because I actually really do like this set. And not everybody loves it. But this is William Castle Volume 2. It has Zots, 13 Frightened Girls, The Old Dark House, Straight Jacket. So 2 of these movies have, God, what's his name? I'll see it here in a second. I'll pretend that I remembered it, but I'll just see it on the cover. So, yeah, Tom Poston, totally remember that name. The guy from Newhart. And of course, early on, like from Mork and Mindy too. So this very much looks like a Disney film, and it kind of plays like one. It plays like an absent-minded professor type of film. Like, it truly does. 13 Frightened Girls. The gimmick behind this one, by the way, guys, is kind of hilarious, because it is 1,000,000% what Castle would do. So 13 Frightened Girls is a movie that has 13 different endings for the film. So 13 endings, depending on like where you saw it in your decision. Like, you may have seen one of 13 endings. 13 Fighting Girls
and the gimmick when it started in the cinema was like a horse riding seat. Right, and when women were sat on it, right, random ones would start shaking and vibrating.
That would be your gimmick for a movie.
That would be my gimmick. Yeah.
But yeah, there's only one ever shot. Like Mr. Sardonicus. There's at the end of Mr. Sardonicus, there's a punishment poll where you have to put a thumbs up or thumbs down on a card that you have in the theater. And it literally says, okay, would you like to see this horrible man, like, and all the horrible, nasty things he did, be punished? Or are you going to let him get away with it? There's only the bad ending was ever done. That's exactly what they did for the film Clue, except Clue does actually have 3 endings. But if you watch Clue, there's actually only 1 ending. Because when you watch it next time, and it says, this is what could have happened. This is what could have happened. This is what happened. 3rd ending is the real ending. I don't have a lot of Black Label stuff. If I did, I would totally do it, Rafe.
Yeah, that'd be exciting.
No, if I was with my kids, I'm sure they got a lot, because my daughter collects a lot of this stuff. Next up is another one that I think is actually pretty cool. I love this one. And this
is it the John Ford one? Oh, it's the Dietrich one.
Dietrich one. I am Dietrich and Joseph von Sternberg. Now, if you live in North America, you also had the option of getting a Criterion edition of this. But this has Morocco in it, the movie, which is a fantastic film. Morocco Dishonored Shanghai Express, Blonde Venus, Scarlet Empress, The Devil Is a Woman, a fantastic like book in here. So we'll see the evolution. We've seen the other cases. So let's look at Morocco. It's all around you. It's right here. And
I like that. I like the cover on that.
I recently got, I don't have it here downstairs, but I was going through Eswera and I saw a postcard with this on it. So I grabbed like two of them. I grabbed one for myself, one for my dad, which I thought was kind of neat. But it's good. There's like a lot of features on here. There's like some Lux Theater stuff. I absolutely adore when they said, okay, there's like those radio plays. I love the radio plays.
Yeah, I think they're a great addition, to be honest. I think they're a really good addition.
And this artwork on this Marlene Dietrich set, when you take it, it is just absolutely stunning.
If you live, I think a great companion for that is the BFI set.
I still have to get that, actually.
Yeah. And they recently released a new one, didn't they? Song of Songs.
Dietrich is so good. I love Dietrich. She was so like ahead of her time, too.
Yeah.
You don't mess with Marlene Dietrich.
No.
And I have a couple of the smaller sets here too, which I'll show before we get to the other half of the sets because I got a lot of these sets, guys. So here is probably one of my favorite sets that ever came out from Indicator, and it is Night of the Demon.
Oh, I missed that one.
This is a whammy.
Yeah, it's one of the better ones, to be honest. I missed it.
My dad ended up getting it twice. I think he ended up like selling it online, like his second copy. He ended up like getting it twice.
Wow.
But what's really cool is there's 4 versions of the film here, guys. So you get the UK theatrical cut, runs 82 minutes long. You get the 96-minute like full-length pre-release version of the film. There is a Curse the Demon, which is the US theatrical cut, again 82 minutes long, and a US reissue version at 96 minutes. There is a ton of features on here, and just because let's get at the poster, which is absolutely cool. A fantastic film, by the way.
I do love their posters.
So
look at that! Put that on the wall.
Eventually, I will. I need to get like framed on.
Oh,
and it was like one definitely, and I like got in on the wire 8,933 at 10,000. The book
that was lucky.
Love this book, and it's a thick one too. It's a whammy buy of a book. Like it's got like, I love when they do this when they have like the.
Yeah, I like that.
So, but yeah, it's a massive one. I definitely say if you ever get your chance like to get this, like definitely grab it. But either way, like even the standard edition, Night of the Demon is a fantastically wonderful film that I recommend you check out. It doesn't matter if it's like collectors or standard. This is one I got from George because I missed out on the release. And it is a Dennis Hopper film that I really enjoy, and it's the last movie. So, very cool.
He didn't like it, did they?
He wasn't big on it. Like, I thought it was. I actually adored it. Like this one again, we'll show the poster for this. I'm sure this one you do have.
Yeah.
So we got the poster right there. But what's really nice is this. I love this part right here.
Oh, that's really nice.
But it is like it's a Hopper is definitely a genius, but a torture genius.
Yeah.
And this was a great release.
It's definitely unforgettable.
Oh yeah. But it's one that always stood out to me. Like there's certain films that like Indicator ones that I just like really stand out that are different. I missed out on, of course, which one I'm guessing you probably got is the Amazing Road Games edition that they put out.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
That's one that I
Actually, that's not true. I missed out on it, right? But I was able to get the box, the cover, and the booklet, and so I ended up making it myself.
Really?
You know, when they have those accessory things.
That's kind of
It
cool.
just annoys me when they don't have the band thing. Miss
Columbia
Melton,
Noir.
do you have Signal One Entertainment Blu-ray titles? And as a distributor, I do. I have some of them. I have Manhunt. I have The Fan. I have Outrage. And what was the other one I've got? There's another one. I've only got 4 so far. But I'm waiting for a sale because I haven't had a big sale yet. Once I have a big sale, I'll probably have the whole collection.
I enjoy the big sales. Which one of these, as we go through these, I'm going to ask you, which one of these do you like best? Do you have like a favorite?
I'm going to be honest with you. I think the first one has not only some of the best titles, but I think if you don't count the Humphrey Bogart set, which is a little bit hit and miss,
Yeah,
that set has one of the best movies in it, the lineup. It also has Drive a Crooked Mile.
fantastic film.
All right. 2 great films there. I highly recommend that set. I just think it sucks when it's out of print now because that's the best one, in my view.
They'll do like a reprint like they did with Sinbad eventually down the road.
I hope so because it's worth it. Definitely worth it. That set is definitely. If you're thinking about getting that set and you want to pay that money, you buy that set. That's a really brilliant one. Yeah, there's one in it, but I really don't like though.
Which one?
I think it's Undercover.
Oh, The Undercover Man.
Yeah, I think that's the one. Yeah.
So just so you guys can see the one that we'll show you the one Malcolm doesn't like. With Glenn Ford, my dad's namesake, actually. Love the artwork. Look at that.
It's nice artwork, but not a good film.
Though there's like a 29-minute movie you can watch there, a short film if you don't like that, about the United Jewish Appeal Fund with the star-studded cast. This has again one of their bigger booklets. It's pretty damn thick.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Good old Glenn Ford right there. 120-page book, by the way. This one is.
I really like Garbage Jungle as well. Garbage Jungle's a great one.
Like overall, I mean, like I didn't mind like The Undercover Man, but I will agree. Like the ones you said are the best are by far the best. Like it's not even close. But I wonder where we're seeing Universal now and not the Columbia stuff if they have the rights to do that stuff anymore.
Which is probably a no.
Yeah.
Because they said there's going to be at least another Universal Noir set.
Oh, well, hopefully more than one. Like, to be honest with you.
I mean, I hope so, but
this is volume 2. This has a favorite of mine, which is Affair in Trinidad. I absolutely adore that film.
Yeah.
Huge Rita Hayworth fan. Actually, I dig the films in this. Murder by Contract. By Contract was right the first time. I like that one as well.
Murder by Contract is a classic.
There's some really. Here's like these are all like greats. Like when you look at the stuff, like no shade on Kino. Kino does great stuff and like
big shade on Kino. Yeah.
Like doing like 13 or 14 noir sets, like fantastic. But it's really hard to like look, and I got some of them over there, to look at like the kind of these thin box sets with like just regular Blu-ray Amaray cases in there. And then like come over and see something like this. And you're like, what the hell?
My problem with Kino, because I had the first 5 Kino sets, isn't Kino. I think they're a great company. I just think they were putting barely anything on the discs. There was no booklet. There's no hard, rigid case. There's not even a band that goes around it, which makes it even more premium. So that's the problem. I think if people haven't bought the Kinos now, don't buy them for a while. Wait for Indicator to finish releasing these kind of sets.
Well, Kino are getting better with it, but early Kino stuff, especially like the early sets, it was a movie and remastered. Like the movie's in better quality. It was good quality.
Well, some of them weren't even remastered. Some were just the prints that they got from the.
And that was it. That's what you got from Kino. Like it was like, and when I thought of Kino back in the day when I started, it was like, oh, those are the guys that do movies with no features and silent films.
Yeah.
What's
this? Mr. Malcolm, do you have DVD and Blu-ray films of 101 Films Distributor? I do. I own about 40. I like their Blu-rays. Their DVDs aren't as great, if you ask me, but I recommend them if you're asking me about that. I like their more modern stuff that comes in the rigid cases, like for instance the new Memento set's coming. I like that, but overall, I only buy the DVDs if I find them cheap in like a charity shop, but not released on Blu-ray.
One of my favorite ones that they released, I think on DVD, I think it was DVD only, was Silent Night, Bloody Night, because it was just really hard to get.
Yeah,
and they had this
that was
sequel to it as well. Volume 3, The Sniper is probably
the best one.
Key one for me right here. And the final volume.
My channel RAF is May to December. That's MAY number 2.
And December.
December's in the month.
You got to check it
You
out.
might wonder why. It's because originally May was May and December was my wife.
Ah.
I only got the code. Sorry.
I like.
Oh.
This is volume 4, the final volume. This was on. I'm pretty sure this one's still available. Look at this.
That isn't the final volume. The final volume's the Humphrey Bogart set.
Oh yeah, I don't have that one. This one I don't have. So
you don't have the Humphrey Bogart set?
No, this is the Humphrey Bogart one.
I'm going to go get that set because you haven't got it and it needs to be shown. Give me a minute.
Yeah.
This is disturbing, I tell you. Hold on, let me take these off a second.
But I think this one is available in the sale, so definitely we'll take a real quick check. We're waiting for Malcolm. Hey, we're still here, Matt. Matty, Malcolm's going to get a set. But let's see. Universal Noir, Columbia Volume 5, Columbia Volume 4 is there. So there we go. But this is a really cool set. Again, 4,489 of 6,000. Yeah, I have yet to pick up the Humphrey Bogart set. So that's what we're going to be looking at in a second when Malcolm brings it over. Dude, you should bring over your Michael J. Murphy set too. Since I don't have that one. For those that don't realize or just came in, Indicator is doing a compound sale right now. And so you can see right here, box sets. And the way that it works is, you buy one extra box set, you get 5% off that the set. Buy a box, you get 5% off the set. You buy like 2, you get 10% off, 3, 15% off, all the way up to 40% off. So you can buy up to 8 box sets, 40% off. When you hit in the UK the 50-pound price, you'll get free shipping in the EU, US, and Canada. 200 pounds will get you free shipping. Rest of the world, it's going to be 250 pounds will get you free shipping, which seems like a lot when it comes to the free shipping stuff. But when you're looking at the fact that it's box sets, and if people that don't have a lot of this are going to be buying like multiple, like if you're hitting that range to get like a nice discount, and you get the free shipping, it's not just free shipping, it's free tracked shipping, which is super good. Most of the time when you see the stuff, it goes along the lines of basically, now we'll go.
Here we go.
Knock on any door. I like that one, actually.
So it has Dead Reckoning, Knock on Any Door, Tokyo Joe, Sirocco, The Family Secret, and The Harder They Fall.
Which is a nice little set, and the last of their Columbias, right?
Yep, and at one point I thought, they've released a Humphrey Bogart set. Does that mean they're going to start releasing like Columbia North 6, Glenfold, Columbia North, mate?
Yeah, that would be good. Well, even do one of the Bad Girls Noir, like a kind of a female centric, which is what I would love to have.
Yeah, that would be lovely.
But they didn't, because instead they released this. Which means that they went with Universal and with a different type cover, as opposed to the painted covers we've seen on all the other releases. We're now seeing a still image on the cover. This is 1,826.
It's got a true classic in there. In that set, there's a classic beyond any other classic in Universal history. And that classic is The Web.
Web. We got The Web, Larceny, Kiss the Blood Off My Hands, Abandoned, Deported, and Naked Alibi. Some very, very good releases right here.
Is that damaged or is that sealed?
No. There's a damage from the.
Oh, it looks terrible. The damage to me.
Right there, see? Right there, too.
Oh.
It's shipped from England all the way to Canada, and like some people get super like anal about the oh my god, there's a it's a thing, but I'm like, are the movies okay? Are the is the inside okay? I'm not a person. I don't get like super like if something's like messed up, like yeah, but if it's dents and stuff, yeah, I don't care.
You mean if it's completely messed up, like if it's ripped apart and everything?
Oh yeah, like I've gotten stuff. I can remember I got some stuff from Arrow, and I got Return to Cured Tomatoes because it's a classic, right? And big breasted tomatoes, like
that's the one with George Clooney in, right?
It is the one with George Clooney.
Yeah,
that's seen him actually. That's a George Clooney scene. But what's really cool is what wasn't cool is I got it and it was like the case was broken, so the only thing keeping the case together was the the outside with the sleeve, because right there in the middle it was broken right in two.
Oh, doesn't beat what happened to my friend Jared. He ordered Iron Warrior, right, from Amazon warehouse because they had it and they said, oh, in good condition, no damage. When he got it in the mail, it was ripped to shreds. The disc was bouncing around.
Oh God!
Right, and he still kept it.
Did it play?
I guess so, because I'm sure he would have watched it. Because what happens is, my friend Jared is he picks up movies and then he watches them within a few days because he only picks up a few, like a couple or that, and then he puts them on his shelf and then gets some more and does it that way, which is smart because for people like you and me, we've still got tons in the collection. We don't know if those discs worked, and that could be years ago.
That's the thing, because you'd be like, oh, I bought this movie like so.
Exactly. Like
Jaden picked up the Hellraiser Quartet of Torment. Congratulations, Jaden. I still have yet to pre-order that one. I'm hoping it stays in stock. I want the Chatter edition from Arrow. So that's going to be my Halloween.
Well done, Jaden, because I know it's running out.
It's getting low. Like Orbit had it. I think it was out on Orbit. Orbit and Diabolic were really
Diabolic low. Posted a thing saying we got limited copies left for pre-order.
Absolutely adore this set.
Me too. I rebuilt that one. I have it all except for the band.
Now, I had like the Sony Pictures edition of this one DVD, but when it came out, Sony did like some of these here were done by Sony. But what's neat about this one, guys, it's a Samuel Fuller. So Samuel Fuller was one of those renegade directors. He started out as a screenwriter, and what you see in this set is a lot of stuff that he worked on as a screenwriter. When you get to the closer to the end of the set, then you start to see the stuff that he did as a director. And the reason for that is he didn't like the way people were doing his scripts. So he said, even if I've got to go away from the studio system, I want to make movies the way that I want to make movies. Very, pre-John Cassavetes, right? Doing that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And absolutely stunning.
I had a chance to get the follow-up Boxset for £100, and I didn't pull the trigger. I wish I had done.
£100. That's a nice set, but £100. That's a lot, man.
Well, it's well out of print, isn't it?
It is way out of print.
I don't know. I want that set, but that's isn't that set worthless now because of the 4K?
No, hell no. Like I would not grab the 4K set. Here's the thing, and I'll put this out there. I'm going to say it. Like some people are going to hate this, and I'm going to get heat for this. I love Criterion, but I have yet to find a Criterion set and a UK set, even if it's like an upgrade from a 4K from Blu-ray to 4K. That's as good as the UK edition. A perfect example of that is the Decanologue from that was put up by Arrow. You look at their
Yeah,
Arrow,
that
like
amazing set.
edition
Yeah,
one, and you look at the Criterion edition. It looks.
yeah,
You look at the Arrow edition of Videodrome, the limited edition of that, and you look at the Criterion edition of Videodrome.
yeah.
No, they can put it out in 4K. It's still not going to beat it.
No.
I'm not sure. It depends. Like if this has all the features, if the Criterion has all the features, fantastic. I don't know if I feel like I've got to upgrade like Boddicker films to 4K. You know what I
I'll
mean?
be honest. I think if I didn't already own them, I might have bought the 4K one,
Yeah.
just because it was 4K. But I think since I've already owned them, I wouldn't. But I meant, but it's up to whoever wants to get them, really, isn't it? I mean, if you're in
Oh yeah, that's
America
the
and you
thing.
want the
They're
4K,
fantastic films. It's just I don't see a need for an upgrade.
sometimes there isn't. I mean, I look at some of these films and I've watched them for years on Blu-ray, and then I put 4K, and I'm like, the 4K almost looks exactly the same, except for a few scenes where there's like bright lights or something. And I'm
Yeah,
like, was
like
it worth paying the money for it again?
it's got to be like for me. Like I said it. I did a video on this. Where basically when when it's a film that you like that much that you want to get the theater experience from the film, and do your research beforehand because not every 4K is equal.
Yeah, like Terminator
Terminator
2
2.
or what's that one? The Flights, Planes, and Airmobiles or whatever it is. The John Candy, Steve McQueen one.
The Trains, Planes, and
Not
Automobiles.
Steve McQueen, Steve Martin. Why would I say Steve McQueen?
Pretty intense film, man.
That would, wouldn't it? I'm glad I corrected myself before someone else did. That would have been embarrassing.
It would have been like those Trains, Planes, and Automobiles would have had like great car chases.
Exactly, yeah.
This was a different set. This was an unusual set, but I actually like it, and that is John Ford.
That set is fantastic because I'm going to say this right now. It is one of those sets that you pick up and you go, "Oh, I see. They're just throwing these out because they've got nothing for this month." And then you watch them and you're like, "This is incredible." I mean, you've got Edward G. Robinson, you've got all these other stars. It's phenomenal.
Oh, it is like that. You got a Tyrone Power film. You got Spencer Tracy in here. Like just really, really good films. This is one of the early ones.
And it's John Ford.
Yeah, right. And it's 390 of
whoa.
6,000. So we're in the.
Mine was number 7.
Was it really number 7? No, it wasn't.
Oh,
but it's really cool. I mean, like this, and the Canadian to me looks like, got a Mountie on the cover. There you go. Right?
Yeah, there you go. So you got to be proud.
But actually, fantastic one. Again, like you, I was basically, why this set?
Yeah.
And for me, one of the good things about it, I'll say right now, it's John Ford and it's not John Wayne. So I'm good with
Makes
that.
it interesting, doesn't it?
Yeah. I got a John Ford like comedy collection too on DVD. There's a couple of them that came out. It was at my local Giant Tiger at the time. He had it there, which was fantastic.
That just reminded me. Yesterday, I went to a thrift store. This is related. And I got 3 Eureka titles in there on Blu-ray for £1 for the free on Blu-ray.
Nice.
Yeah.
I got to say this. So did you ever find out if that, like, I was talking to Malcolm after a video yesterday, like it was the day before yesterday.
Yeah.
And there were suspicious vans around.
Oh.
And it was like, I said to Malcolm, be careful, Malcolm. Someone might be casing your house. So it wasn't me.
No.
Although I make those jokes. I didn't case your house, or did I?
Oh, well, I can tell you, I posted on Facebook in the local area, and most people said they had no idea about who the guy was. But then 2 people, in the final hour, commented saying, "Yeah, he's been doing it for years." So it's still a little bit weird, you know.
It's the fish guy.
See, we got the fishmonger, then we got the chipmonger.
He goes, do you want me to close the door for you, babes?
Hope you're feeling better, Hind.
Thanks.
You had it out?
Yeah.
No, contract time. Okay. But
so it looks like it was official.
After you said that, like, I'm not sure who is old enough to remember Dr. Demento, but I am. He's the guy that, like, he had like a radio show, and he's one of the guys that made like Weird Al famous. But there's a song back in the day called Fish Heads, Have you heard it? Do you know the song I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
You know, like the fish head, roly poly fish heads.
yeah, I
Fish
remember.
heads,
Yeah,
fish
yeah.
heads, keep them up. Yeah, I've had it stuck in my head ever since. So thanks for
Oh
that.
no. Oh no.
This is a great set. This is a good movie by my friend Vanessa. It is Mae West in Hollywood from 1932 to 1943.
Phenomenal set. Do you know why it's got WK Fields in it?
W.C. Fields.
Yeah, WC Fields. Yeah, that's what I said.
It's 10 movies too, like Night After Night. She Done Him Wrong is really good. I'm No Angel, Belle of the 90s, Going to Town, Klondike Annie's really good too. Go West Young Man. That's the real. It's got Randall Scott. Gotta love that one. Every Day's a Holiday. W.C. Fields and My Little Chickadee. There you go. And The Heat's On. So when I can't do like impressions, but I did a class about impressions at the time. So the Gate Vestron one, nice. That's actually really cool. And me and Dad were talking about that actually the other night.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Very nice. I'm glad you go for 996.
You would look at like certain like phrases that people would say or rumored to say, and you would use those to work on your impression of them. So for W.C. Fields, it was things like My Little Chickadee, and you'd say it over and over again, like in W.C. Fields kind of tone. For Humphrey Bogart was Play It Again, Sam, which actually isn't said in the movie. It's the actual phrase is you played it for her, you can play it for me.
A bit like Michael Caine with not a lot of people know that.
Yeah. But it's like I love. Do you ever see the interview with Michael Caine where he talks about blinking? It's like I said, you never said here, get ready for the worst Michael Caine impression in the world. So you're never going to see me blink in a movie. Like never. You go. I told you. It's like, and it's true. Like, well, look how blind. It's like it's got like this.
Yeah, it's always seemed very like, oh.
Because blinking is weakness, right? So you don't blink in movies.
Yeah.
His characters don't blink. All right, got 2 more sets here. Go through them. We'll talk about some other stuff. Do you know? I'm going to tell you this right now. Initially, this video wasn't going to be indicated. I was going to contact you because I've been watching a ton of like wrestling stuff recently.
Oh,
and I was going to do a wrestling centric video with you.
That'd be cool. I'd like that.
And because it was going to deal with like actually, I was going to get you like go like after like choose your like basically your favorite company in your favorite area. Don't tell me ahead of time.
Okay.
And give our cases for why
there were better times.
Yeah. So that could be a future video. So if you guys
we'll do that. Definitely. We'll do that.
And I have coming up in a live video really soon. Sony reached out to me and sent me a couple titles. There's still a couple on the way. Okay, Blinks and Secondhand Lions. That's it. It's one of those weak times. He was sick.
We got to stop blinking. We got to stop blinking. So here we go. Watch this.
So Sony reached out to me, sent me a couple releases. There's still a couple more coming. So I'll be.
I'm looking forward to doing your thoughts on the anime one because I really want to get that one.
It's going to be interesting. I mean, like I haven't watched it yet, but I want to check it out. And my better half's a huge fan of the anime, so it's the live action thing we're trying to see how it's going to be. I'm tempering my expectations because it is, it's not like a higher budget thing. So I'm expecting above Dragon Ball Evolution, but maybe, not at the level of.
So let me ask you this: are you going to be doing long reviews? Are you going to be doing long reviews, or are they going to be short reviews? Are they all going to be in the same video? They're going to be separate videos.
I'm going to do
like a review series.
Because here's the thing: I did a video yesterday, which I was extremely proud of. It took me a while. I had to look through stuff. I had to look through features and movies and all this type of stuff. And it was one of my lower review, like one of my lower videos, like still at less than 100 for like in viewership. So for me, where it's a company like Sony, I want to get as many eyes on it as I possibly can. So a little look behind the curtain. So I'll make the reviews as a portion or part of the live video, because I know that live video I'll do that, and then I'll cross section it over onto my TikTok, and I'll make like short, like 3-minute like versions of it there as well, and I'll just like bring it onto Instagram and kind of like cross section it.
Makes sense, yeah.
When it comes to that, because I want to be able to work with companies like that in the future, and I'm still like waiting for like they sent me a press release. So what happens, guys, is I get press releases on things because I at the at the end of the day, like I started out, journalism was my thing, and it's still I'll get things from journalism, things like Season and stuff like that. So I get a lot of like kind of like book things and interview stuff, but it just doesn't like fit the channel. So I sometimes I'll just pass things by. Now I got something called Love Again coming, and I'm waiting for verification.
That's the Priyanka Chopra movie.
Yeah. And I'm waiting for like the verification on Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Ooh. I'm just going to say, but because people say, how did you know it's Priyanka Chopra? She's fit, right? And when you watch her when you watch her in the actual Bollywood cinema, like when she was younger, the woman has aged beautifully more. In my view, I didn't think she was as beautiful when she was younger as she is now. All right? But what a hell of an actress. What's that?
The series Quantico, that was her, right?
Oh, yeah.
Gorgeous. Amazingly stunning. So yeah, like so I want to watch the features and stuff too. There's a bunch of features on the Spider-Verse one. So like basically what happens is like companies will send me like you can request for media assets, request for product, and you'll get like a whole listing on it.
What version do you get? Do you get like the American version, or do you get an English version? Because where you are.
So well, where I'm at, because what happens for me is I do tend to get a lot of my stuff in Canada, and then I'll Zoom watch it, or FaceTime watch it, with the features and stuff like that, and I'll eventually get it like sent over here. So sometimes I'll have to like if I got it here, like some stuff like I was.
You got to show it, yeah. You got to show it in the video.
Oh yeah, so that's why that my friend is why you do B-roll. Because I have somebody that actually can do it. So like what happens? There was like there's an omnibus like reviewer, and him and his friend both review the omnibuses. Now sometimes his friend will get the omnibus first, but he'll actually be able to read it because they'll get like a digital review copy. So what they'll do is that his friend will shoot B-roll footage of the omnibus. And who's read it, he'll actually do the review and do it like that. So hey, there's Sam Dave working. So that's kind of like the behind the scenes on how you do stuff like that, especially where I'm where I tend to be farther away. So it's good to have people that you can work with, like just friends, family, like assistants, just people that can actually do this type of stuff for you. So
I have to be honest with you, Monkey. If it was me and I was fitter, I would definitely do that if that was me.
Oh yeah, me too.
So you should definitely do that. You should do it. What you should do is dress up as the Noir Spider-Man.
I'm going to dress up as Spider-Gwen.
You could pull that off.
No, man. But 10 years ago, I could have pulled that off. Not right now. Fu Manchu. The Fu Manchu Psycho, 1965 to 1969. It's got some great movies. It got some like really crappy Jess Franco movies in here. And you guys know I love me some Jess Franco, but these are not his best films.
Yeah, they suck.
But this one I bought like the set of. So when I did, it came with 2 posters.
It's a lovely set.
So if you bought it like separately, so do I have, I got them both there. So you got 1 poster. If you bought it from the website, you got 2 posters.
Yeah.
And this is the face of Fu Manchu.
Look at that.
And the Brides of Fu Manchu. And what I really love is this one right here. This was a bonus poster. I'll show you in a second.
Uh,
So some of this. Fu Manchu for May.
oh, that's lovely.
This advertisement was paid for by the Citizens Committee to elect Fu Manchu for mayor. So you gotta love that, man. So that's an amazing set. Great, like
It is.
massive book. With this one, even with the Jess Franco ones, they're fun for what they are. You know, they're not great, but really, really worth it. If this set, I think the set is sold out. I'm not sure.
It is.
But it isn't, like, get on that. Here's a set that's sold out, and a lot of people were very, very disappointed when they missed out on it. I think I put the thing on the inside for this one.
The Terror set.
The Norman J. Warren set. I absolutely adore this set, and I had a lot of these movies already from Vincent.
I'm a big fan of Prey.
Prey is amazing. Thank you. Prey is amazing. Prey is probably my favorite film on the set.
Yeah.
Like my second, I'm going to say it, is Bloody New Year. Because Bloody New Year is insane. Bloody New Year, for me, is Norman J. Warren's version of The Shining.
Yeah.
It's so, like, out there. Like, I remember, like, going in to watch Terror. And
Yeah.
I'm like, so this is Norman J. Warren's Suspiria. And I watched it, I'm like,
I'm going to be honest with you. I put that on and I was like,
yeah, it's a slower movie for him, man. It's a slower movie.
yeah.
Satan Slave's pretty cool. And Seminole had a really like, I enjoy all these films. These had, like, some art cards in here. Some
I've not
posters.
seen Inseminoid yet.
It's good. I mean, like, it was the one that I think Scream Factory put it. Well, it was done separately. There's the case for that on there.
Because did Vinegar Syndrome release it?
No, Scream Factory released it.
No, they released the others, didn't they?
Yeah, Vinegar Syndrome released Prey, and
They released Terror, and they released Prey.
I'm not sure if they released Satan Slave, though. I don't think they did they?
Yeah.
Because if they did, I don't remember.
I think they released. They did release Terror. I know that because there's a slipcover for it.
Yeah, I have. That's
But
one of the best parts.
Inseminoids, yeah, I think wasn't. It's hard to keep track sometimes.
Yeah, it really is. Satan Slave. I can show this because it actually doesn't show anything. It's actually very clever with that.
I like that film. I like the twist at the end.
It is. It's cool. And there's two versions of the film on here as well, which is actually even better. How do I put this in? What the heck, man? Yeah, I got this all wrong.
As long as it's not New Year's Evil, Matty.
Evil. Blood New Year was your first movie of the year. Ah, nice. Actually, I love that. It is such a weird film. It's like you're watching this movie. It's a horror film. Also, kind of time travel.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? It's one of those things. So that is my indicator collection of, like, box sets and stuff like that. I'm missing out, of course, on, I was going to say Michael McGillicuddy. That's my wrestling thing coming in again. But I don't have the Michael J. Murphy set. And the sixth Hammer set is in Paris, as is the Hammer set, which is the Robin Hood one. And the Creatures, I think The World Forgot, I think it's called. That one's
yeah.
as well. So what I'm missing out on.
And the Mexico one, right? Or is that the Creatures?
So no. Like, there was, like, the smaller one. So I'm missing out right now on as you pointed out.
on this beauty.
And I'm missing out on the micro budget cinema of Michael J. Murphy.
And you can keep missing out on that.
As for the other sets, because there's other sets here, guys, and we're going to look at the deletion section too, by the way. Luckily, George sent me the Ramon set, so I got one. I've got the Inter Santo set as well.
Nice.
That's another one. I bought that one for my better half too. So I'm missing out on the Stanley Long's Adventures, which I really want to get.
How can you miss out on that? That's classic.
I know. Well, here's the thing. I had, like, enough, like, points, power indicator points, to buy one set. It could have been the Santo set for my better half, or it could have been the Stanley Long set for me.
You tell me she wouldn't have enjoyed that more?
Santa was her favorite, man. She's like, That's their thing. I don't have the Hamony organization,
I
like,
know.
but I don't really. It's a fun one, but I don't really consider it like some small ones like that. Even though like I got a couple of them, I don't really consider them like, hey, this is a set. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
But let's look at the deletion section because I always like deletions here.
All right, what's
Um,
not?
and the only one left. So Dragonwick is gone. Little Murders is gone. Snake Pit's all gone. St. Valentine's Massacre is all gone. Third Secret's all gone. So if you can find these in the wild, guys, like pick them up. Only one left is Black Joy, and it's a limited edition, by the way. These deletion set ones are ones that were thought
They're gone forever.
we found copies of, and they're once they're gone basically. And what's neat here is there's a BEHP interview with Anthony Simmons on here. It's 99 minutes long. I love these BHP interviews type things. Now let's look at their low stock because I think that's always good to check on when it comes to this stuff. Let me know if you're missing any of this stuff. So just to give you an idea. So you better have
Bartleby's classic.
I haven't seen that in ages. I love that film though. 90 in the Shade is here. Severed Head, Soldier Story, Time for Dying, An Unsuitable Job for a Woman. It makes you wonder. That's a Bud Boddicker one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bartleby, Black Joy, Britannia Hospital, Buffalo Bill and the Indians or Sitting Bulls, History Lesson, Carla's Song. Oh, look at this, guys. Some of the box sets are getting low here. So Columbia Noir Volume 4 is very low. We got Enter Santo, the first adventures of the Silver Masked Man. Also,
it's a good collection. That
is nice. His first two films. So that's Eve is here with Jean Moreau, who was the first wife. If I remember correctly, wasn't it the first wife of Friedkin?
Someone else might know that. I ain't got a clue.
Like he married some beautiful women, but I'm pretty sure I got to look that up. I'm that's one of those things where I'm like, is it? Am I correct? Is this one of these weird like? I'm a fountain of weird knowledge, guys.
The knowledge is real with this one. We're in the wild and we've spotted this wild animal in the wild.
Yeah, they were married from 77 to 79. It was his first wife. He married Leslie Ann Dan afterwards.
Nice.
I am a freak. We got Eye the Cat here. Geronimo. Hammer Volume 5 is getting low. I know some people.
Oh, Volume 6 is getting low too.
Yeah, Volume 6 is a really nice one. But Volume 5, if you like the adventure stuff, like don't miss out on this one. Don't be one of those like it's gonna be a thing where you're like, oh, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. You're like, damn, I wish we would have got 5. Peter Sellers and Hoffman, actually, I like that. Immaculate Conception is here. Invincible, that's a Herzog film. Madigan. I saw Moscow and Hudson in the theater, man. I remember going to the theater for this one.
Classic.
No Orchids for Miss Blandish. Again, another great film. Orphans. This is a weird cover, but I love it. RPM, which is a really good film. But every time I think of RPM, because I'm a Power Rangers fan, because the Power Rangers like RPM, and I think Secret Friends. We got Spring Night, Summer Night. Any of these here that you need to get, by the way?
No, I've got them all.
Oh, nice. The Big Fix, The Brute.
Shore Garden's a really good film.
Deborah Carr, man. Haley Mills. The Fortune, another really good film, actually, with Mike Nichols.
Yeah.
Valdez Horses, I really liked. I like Charles Bronson. I'm a big Charles Bronson. The Virgin Soldiers. Voices. That's actually good Hemmings. David Hemmings' picture on that, if you're a Dark Shadows fan, he kind of looks like Jonathan Freed's Barnabas Collins.
He does a little bit. Is it Fragment? Is it Fragment of Fear? The other one he's in that's on the indicator label?
I think so. Yeah, it's here. Like
yeah, because I really like that.
And the William Castle set Volume 2, which you don't want to miss out on if you ever kind of find yourself Volume 1, because they're fun. Like especially the last film in that one. I love Straight Jacket. It's really good.
I think I think the only indicators I'm missing for still in stock are probably 2 of the box sets, some of the roll-ins that are coming out, and I think 2 of the standard Blu-ray limited editions, I believe.
So what boxes are you missing now?
I'm missing the Harryhausen ones, but I'm not buying those ones
Yeah,
because
so
I've got them
wait till
separately.
you release them or something like that.
But out of the newer stuff, probably I'm missing the second noir set because I've got a thingy, the Oddman set. And I'm missing 8 Wives of Bluebeard, I think it is. And I can't remember what the other one is. What was it? I don't know. But there's another one that recently came out, on Blu-ray. But I don't know if it was when they released the Marlon Brando one, and they released the Sherlock Holmes one, the joke one.
Yeah.
They released them, and they released 8 Wives of Bluebeard and whatever the other title was. So I'm missing that one.
I'm missing the 4Ks. Like that's one, obviously the
Yeah.
Humphrey Bogart and stuff, but they're 4K genre land releases. I definitely want to get those.
I'm up to date on them, but I get a bit conflicted because I'm like, if I wait for a sale, will these be in the sale and be cheaper? And I'm like, but what if they're not?
Well, the last time they weren't, but they were kind of new the last time. Like you mentioned before, you said, well,
yeah, because Vinegar Syndrome is running that Villages of the Damned box set. That's apparently running out.
Really? So I'm guessing the limited release. Like, here's the thing.
Yeah, and apparently the other one as well, the other box set's running out as well. Apparently that Canary one.
I wonder if they're going to run out on any of those Cardona.
They've already. Oh, I looked up the reports on that. They've already sold 6,920.
Of the first one or the second one?
The second one. Everybody's and on the older forums, people were screaming for more. There's like a massive petition.
If the second one gets them to sell more of the first one, good, I guess. But I'll be honest with you, it's the only way they're going to sell the first one.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I don't think I would have had it if it wasn't. I mean, that's actually a lie. I probably would have bought it. I probably would wait for a sale.
Obviously, I wouldn't. Like, but here's the thing. It happens too. It has happened for good box sets too. So for those that don't remember, Arrow did and I wish we would have done more of these, kind of the American horror project. And the first volume was really, really good. And nobody bought it. I think I bought it, and you probably bought it, and 10 other people bought the set. The second they announced
I got the second one for a tenner.
The thing, the second they announced the second set, the first one sold it.
Yeah.
Just like that. You know,
talking about media quickly, this is completely off topic, but it goes with it.
Yeah.
I found a guy on eBay, right, who was selling Japanese movies. Right, and they're obviously not official ones, obviously pirated ones. But the guy literally puts a menu on it with previews, puts artwork on the disc, does beautiful artwork around the cover, right, and puts it in a case, all for £7.
They'll do that. I mean, there's back in the
beautiful
day,
quality as well.
I knew people that did that. If it's movies that are you can get anyway. I'm just get a good version because there's no something like that's a backup unless it's something that's not available. And that's the thing. Right now, things are becoming less available. More things are going to streaming.
Well, most of this stuff hasn't been released on disc, but I've picked up. So it was nice to kind of feel like I've actually got a disc version.
That's the neat thing about it too.
Yeah,
it was too. But
I'm still shocked, but the Shawbomb set hasn't sold out.
So did you buy any of them? Are there any of them there near you? Or
what, the DVDs?
Yeah.
Sure, I'll go get them if you want and show you. All right. Take these out.
I just realized I got to put back all these freaking indicator sets afterwards. How many of these are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, plus 24. 24 indicator sets, my friends. Yeah. Hey, Warlock, morning, man. Did you notice the Todd Slaughter set? Because looks pretty cool. Got the Todd Slaughter set, but looked at the T-Lang. It was the T-Lang, David Chang set as well from Shout Factory. Now, as Malcolm goes to get his DVDs, we're looking towards stuff here that's kind of low stock, it'll print and stuff like that.
Okay, let's put this in. Where's my ears?
So, and these are ones that, of course, that are you can't get elsewhere, right? Oh,
Hey, Warlock.
well, Warlock, just to show you, man.
Whoa. Warlock's going to buy 18 copies of this.
So let's see what you got, dude.
All right, so this is basically, there's no nudity on here. They're just showing their back, so I can show it, right?
It should
So this is female ninja magic, right? Look at how the artwork's done, right? And then when you open it up, see the disc?
Oh, they don't like so they actually kind of put it together with.
Nice.
I know how that's done actually.
Right, and then I bought the sequel, which is the sequel, but it's not the sequel, which is Female Ninja in Bed with the Enemy. Right, which they make these back covers themselves, I believe, or
Yeah.
probably get them from deleted releases. These are the ones I'm going to show you, which I'm most excited about because these are proper old samurai movies, you know. So we've got Red Peony Gambler, which has what's his name? Ken Tamukomura. I love that guy. He's really good, but I can't remember his name. It's also got the guy from what's his name? I can't remember his name, so I won't go into that. Yagu Chronicles, which is a ninja movie. There it is in the back there.
I love to see them get like some big ass, like official kind of cool.
That's what I mean. They look genuine, even though you know they're not, but they look the closest you'd get. Do you know what I mean? Wanderers 3 Yakuza.
He very much is like the
So
kind of unique Japanese artwork on is so unique.
yeah,
I mean,
beautiful. So yeah, I got 5 of them. If I put them together, let me just put them where they make sense with the black and white, sides. See, they look quite nice.
they do.
So I was surprised with the high quality because I honestly thought they'd be faded, and really kind of So I bought 7 more, but I've got coming. So when they come, I'll show them as well, guys. If you want to see them, we can have Japanese artwork of the day.
There we go.
There we go.
So much great stuff that
I didn't show inside because it was basically inside it says ask for catalogs 600 plus Japanese movies. Yes, I need to.
Did you not
So
see
now
that?
no. So that means now I need to email that person to see if they'll give me a discount instead of buying them on eBay because I'll buy like 100 of them at a time.
Yeah, that's it.
And
You're
one more
welcome.
thing I will say, which really impressed me more than any of this, was that the disc had no scratches on them.
That's just good. Is it like
Which-
burn in or like it's kind of like MOD type thing, or how did they do it?
It's basically DVD-R, isn't it?
Yeah.
But the fact that it's got a menu as well and the artwork and that impresses me. So I'll have to email that person later. Now I've seen that. Because if it weren't for you, I wouldn't have seen that. So there you go. You've encouraged me to buy more stuff.
Oh, you're when we finally meet, if you come down this way or whatever, your spouse is gonna just be ready to kill me.
She will. She'll have the katana ready, and she'll be jumping. I tell you.
Here's there's something we should mention here. Warlock's thinking of subscribing with TerraVision, trying to work the funds.
Where are you, Warlock? Where are you in the world? Are you in
Warlock's in
America?
Canada. He's in Ontario.
He's in Canada.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how bad it'll be for you in Canada with shipping, because that's my main issue at the minute. It's not with the company, but the thingy, because my stuff was shipped on the 22nd last month, and I still don't have it yet because it's just not here. And I'm not blaming television for that, but I'm saying that could be a problem if you don't want to. If you don't want to wait. I mean, I don't know how long it takes to Canada, but I know Canada does have some issues sometimes with post, and I think you'd have to pay.
Usually it's 7.
Usually 7.
But most companies we don't actually.
And I'm not sure if you'd have to pay because technically you're not domestic, are you? Because you're not in America.
British born, living in Canada. There you go. Look, so
so you were like me. You were like me. British born when I was living in America.
Ordered from television before.
Oh, you've ordered from television before. Then you know what you're getting, right? Exactly. When it comes to the shipping. If you're happy with that, definitely save up the funds and join. That's my thing. I'm not happy, not with the company. I'm just not happy with the shipping. I understand that they need to, because they're still small. There's nothing to do with them in that sense. But it's very frustrating when you have to wait like almost a month for the stuff to turn up. I mean, I've got stuff to watch, so it's not too bad. But I know it's a super frustrating thing for people and plus, after a week or two, people start complaining to them, going, "Where is it? Where is it?" So
that's the culprit. Depending on how close you are to Niagara Falls, you wouldn't help. And there you go. That's actually really cool.
Hey, I'm really close to Niagara Falls here in England, so you can help me out. I
would love to actually. No, I've been to Niagara Falls. It's okay. I
know that, Warlock. Sorry, Aaron. I know that, Warlock, because I spoke to Chloe. Can I just say it's really hot, right? But anyway, I was speaking to her on the thing. I was watching that stream. I was like, anyway. So the first shipping is free, right? And they say they can save ships that, but in the same way, you kind of feel like, why should I wait 3 months for titles? Do you know what I mean? If it's going to take, so I could be getting titles every 4 months technically, and that's not on them. But I'm just saying it's something that's a little bit frustrating because I like the Vinegar Syndrome Radiance where it comes that month.
I think the subscription service is it's the wave of the future, my man.
It does seem that way because everyone's doing it now almost. I think Severin and Indicator should do it.
Well, here's the thing. Severin Severin's got to work with the shipping stuff first. At this point, you may have some issues with TerraVision. I'm going to tell you right now, still better shipping than Severin. Still better shipping than Severin. I have had I lived in Canada, Warlock, when I used to get my Severin stuff. It was always one of those ooh, I wonder what month I'm going to get my Severin releases. Well, I get it before Christmas. Answer, no, it won't.
Yeah. Oh, you talk about as in when they actually ship?
Because you never know. Severin, you never know. Yeah. And even when it does Severin looks like Severin's shipments, and it's not their fault, right? But it's taking a trip around the world before it reaches me.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess it's going to be here because it's in. Oh, it looks like it's in Ontario now. And I guess it's going to come to Halifax. Why is it going to Vancouver? What the hell? That's the other part of Canada. I've never been to
it's
Vancouver.
Funny. I mean, it's very sad because when I look at the television tracking on Global Post, it goes to 3 different places in New York 4 times, right? And then it says left New York, which I'm guessing is supposed to be on a plane to here because it's been 7 days ago. But it's a bit frustrating. The other thing I don't like about certain trackings is when you don't have an expected delivery date. I hate that.
I know. It seems to be more so now than it used to be, though.
Yeah.
But they had to get some pizza. They had to stay up in New York for some pizza. Your movies did. So that took a little bit extra time.
As long as they didn't get messy, I don't mind.
That's it. Your stuff comes all tan. So.
Since you've bought from television before, Warlock, does it come in a sturdy box like Vinegar Syndrome?
Does it open up like Severin and you're got a million packing peanuts there?
Peanuts.
And you feel like you're in did I just enter the triples episode of Star Trek? Like it's everywhere.
That's the other thing I'm worried about. If when my package comes, is it going to have customs charges? From television.
Well, when I mentioned you like Umbrella, like when I was reviewing for Umbrella, like I get review copies, but it would always be stuff that I would pay over the most retail price was, because it would just be that insane.
Okay, still very packed. Okay, as long as that's good there. But I've technically got 10 titles, I believe, in it coming because of the backlog thing.
Well, television is like Brad, right? Brad Henderson, I think.
Yeah.
Who worked with Vinegar.
Do you know what? I was looking at him. I went, he looks just like Joe from Mondo Macabre.
Oh,
I think they look alike.
Maybe
are they the same guy?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously not, but I mean, they look similar, when you look at them, on video, probably not in person.
But, he did a lot of good stuff at Vinegar Syndrome, so I expect kind of TerraVision to hit that level.
The man's a genius. You listen to him, it's like you can see the passion. When you're listening to him in that stream with the other three people, that Chloe, the other two people, I don't know the other two people personally. Well, I don't know that person either, but I'm saying I've seen him, but I've not really seen them. You can see he has so much passion and so much energy when it comes to these movies.
Well, it's the thing.
It's
like,
phenomenal.
You got a guy's device. Like they all work together well, and I love the fact they do the streams together.
Yeah.
Brad has been a hype man for longer, and did on podcasts, stuff like that. Just I remember talking to Brian from Just a Disc, and he would have like Brad on. Brad was really good when it came to talk, but I'd always be looking forward to that podcast because I knew that Brad would usually sell man stuff that I wasn't quite sure about. So that's one of the reasons I'm excited about. I'll be honest, I'll be blunt. I don't know Brad Henderson, but I know we're friends of friends basically.
Yeah.
I'm before I know Brian, but he seems like he's one of the reasons I feel confident.
Yeah, I feel comfortable because of. So, Warlock, what one are you getting? Like, what number? Subscription, because I did the 50.
That's you did. That was and that was before the announcement. That
was before the announcement.
And I was like, oh, TerraVision should do good. And you're like, I'm going to do the 50. I'm like, are you?
I'm going to tell you right now. My friend Alex, pops in sometimes.
Yeah.
He said, "Tell me you didn't do the 50. Tell me you didn't do that because they might flop before you get there." And I was like, "They won't." And he went, "They will." And then that announcement came. It was like, "Well, hey, I've got 25 of these movies."
You were so you did the right thing, but I was the same as Alex. I was like, there's one thing when you're doing, but when you get out there on your own, right?
Yeah.
It's a whole new thing. Yeah.
But I think 20 is safe. I think 20 is safe to start off with Warlock. And it's a good number as well when the price. So definitely, yeah.
What's the 20 cost for?
You can look because it works out. I think like $26 a title with that. I believe. I remember I thought it was like 21 saying. I was like, that's a bit silly. It was like 20.85. But if you think, I don't know.
So the video club. Here we go. Subscription options. 10 titles for $225, $22.50 per movie. 20 titles for $427, that's $21.35 per movie. 30 titles for $630, $21 per movie. 40 titles for $832, that's $20.80 per movie. And the next 50 titles for $1,000, that's $20 per film. And some of these films are going to be box sets, so that's more.
I'm going to be honest there, right? I think it's also you want to extend it to 100. Hopefully they'll do that at some point because I'd do that if it all works out. My biggest thing is I wish they put the postage in the price, like Vinegar Syndrome does. I wish they'd do that. I'd feel more happy with that because I'd go, okay, it's just been sent then. Instead of them having to contact me and send me an invoice to do the postage, That's my only thing with them on that, I think. But again, they're still growing. They're still small. It's just one of those things.
Like it takes a while. I worked for a bigger company, like you guys know, and I was in corporate, but I did a little bit of time in shipping as well. And even for the company that I was working with, it took a while to get to that, like for them to reach that. We made different like shipping deals.
Yeah.
But and especially now I think it's even harder when you're looking for
Well,
that
with all these prices going up.
shipping, especially like Canada got hit really hard when it came to shipping. We got like people like some places like, oh no, we're not going to ship to Canada now, or there's a whole bunch of food that no longer gets sent to Canada.
Yeah.
Like I kid you not, there's like I think it's like there's pizza rolls or something like that, some like Delicio type pizza or something like that. Warlock, I don't know. And I'm like, oh, I when I go to Canada, I'm like, okay, I'll go back. I'll get like the stuffed crust pizza. Not anymore, I won't, because the frozen stuffed crust pizza is really good. You put it in the 10 minutes, bam, you got this pizza. But nope, no longer coming to Canada.
I think, to be honest, I think it's possible they could release all 50 titles on television, but I think maybe the 40 because I've got 10 coming before the end of the year, which means I might get them all in January.
Well, they're doing the 12 days of October.
13 days.
13 days of which should be
13 weeks.
13 weeks of Halloween.
Yeah.
Is that
because it's leading up to October, isn't it?
Okay. But we'll see, like because they're going to be announcements every once in a while, so that's kind of cool. No, but unfortunately, we lost a lot of really good foods, man. We lost a lot of good foods over there.
So if you went over the border and you bought a whole load of frozen, pizzas, and you went across the border, they'd take them away from you.
Oh, they would anyway. Yeah, you can't put food. You can't bring food across the border, man. Also, it'd be ruined by the time. Like I'm doing like a 20-hour flight.
You could do like a film with the race, but have like the pizza next to you and be like,
"It's time to stop Marmite from coming." Oh no, not Marmite! Don't
wow, that's
stop
crazy.
Marmite.
But from your side, still go over to get Swiss. Oh,
well, here's the thing, though.
Barbecue sauce.
We got the best dill pickle chips and best ketchup chips, like in the world. So
yeah,
people come to Canada. There's like a video, like a guy I think was on on YouTube, TikTok, something, and him and his son took a run to Canada to buy like a car full of ketchup chips, Lay's ketchup chips. Do you love Marmite? Marmite's one of those things. It's a divisive thing. Either you like it or you don't like it. It's like when I was young, I was around, I think I was about 17 years old, 16, 17. So I had caviar for the first time, and it was beluga caviar.
Yeah,
because trust me, guys, it really matters because there are different types out there, and I actually didn't like, because you guys know I don't like fish, but I actually liked it. It's one of the few things, like you had it on because it's just a small egg things you put it on on a bland cracker. But I don't know if I liked it because it was caviar.
Yeah,
and it was a status thing at the time. Because you get kind of caught up in that stuff, right? Or I liked it because I actually liked it. So one of these days I'll go back and I'll try it again and see if I actually really do like it, or if it was just like, oh look, I'm having caviar. Oh, look
I made out with someone who had Marmite breath. It's horrible.
That is like, I don't. Did you like Marmite?
No, absolutely hated it. Never got into, but saying that was as a kid. As an adult, I find I like other things. So maybe I should give it a try.
What's the thing? Well, I think
as a kid, I hated eggs, but now I enjoy them. You know what I mean?
Well, for me, I was. It's going to be really shocking. This is going to be shocking to him. We just got back in, by the way. I was a slightly picky eater when I was young. Hey there, Darth Sidious. Welcome, man.
Hey, there he is.
One of the greatest things that Canada ever created was poutine. And I will be honest, I've had poutine from other countries. You don't get it right. You either mess up the sauce,
wow,
or you mess up the cheese.
You've just gone jigsaw on everybody. That's really strange. Like the face, you just were like jigsaw time bell, like, why play a game because you did the wrong poutine.
The wrong
It
poutine.
just looked like that. Yeah, it just looked like that.
I actually got a kind of a Tobin Bell look.
You do. I was watching the trailer. I went, he looks a bit like him with the like.
Maybe I'm secretly Tobin Bell. There we go.
Oh,
it's not possible. I love Swiss chalet, man. I love the dipping sauce, right? And in Canada, there was like Swiss chalet, like chips, potato chips. They were dipping sauce flavor. It was so good. It was so good. I love Walkers. There's some really good Walkers, like crisps.
What about the crisps?
Yeah, the Walker, like
prawn cocktail. Prawn cocktail, most amazing toast ever.
That is one I thought, oh my god, that is going to be horrible. Like, got kind of addicted to them. There's like this amazing, like hamburger place in London too. It's close to Baker Street, and because that's where we're staying at. We're kind of near Baker Street, and it was just so good. I had like a burger, and I think in the United States you have this thing. We used to have it in Canada called the Works, which was a food talk here, guys. And we went to Works when they opened up in St. John's, and it's like a burger shop. It's got all these types of burgers and stuff. So I got the hunka burger because I did, which has like fried banana and peanut butter.
Yeah. Oh god.
It is really good, man. I know.
Not peanut butter.
And I had like fried pickle on the side.
Whenever my wife has peanut butter, I always make her brush her teeth and mouthwash because I can't stand that. It makes me feel sick.
Not a peanut butter fan?
Nope, I hate it. Literally. My stepdad used to put on his toast, and I used to always say it looks just like somebody took a on it. You know what I mean? Oh.
It's so good. I mean, like my favorite toast as a kid was cinnamon toast. I used to love cinnamon toast. I went to a place doesn't exist anymore, called Henley Harbor. It was in Labrador. So you get on a plane. It was a small like 2-engine plane. You'd fly out to the ocean, and you'd get in a boat, and the boat would get you in there. So it was this like small like little community. It was like a kind of a fishing village type tiny community, really tiny. One TV in the entire community. So you would like kind of put your name in for when you got to watch the TV. So I got to watch it on Saturday for 1 hour, watch Star Trek, the original series.
Nice.
Unfortunately, everybody since then, like the community's gone down and like everybody's been moved out of it. So it's a ghost town right now.
Well, it is, isn't it? It's like Clacton. When we used to go to Clacton, we used to go, I think, to Jaywick. And Jaywick had like this whole town thing for like toys and stuff, for holidays. And we went there one day, and it was like a Western town that had been abandoned. There was nothing there. Things were lying across the floor. The shops still had stuff in them, but they were like long shut. It was just so weird.
It's sad when you see that happen, especially for places that you've been to, like when you're younger. My youth.
Well, Wilkinson's over here today went to administration. Do you know Wilkinson's?
Nope.
They were like Woolworths in a way.
Yeah. I used to love Woolworths.
So Melts and peanut butter foreplay with a wife is out of the question. It's completely out of the question.
So peanut butter is
absolutely.
Like adult film, you went into that one?
Oh, you talk about a teenage obsession thing with peanut butter. I ain't seen that. Yeah. Oh yeah, so yeah. I mean, nah. Peanut butter. Yeah. Don't forget the VI sale.
Oh yeah, that's right. Via Vision. I totally forgot that.
Yeah.
Did this? Now that you can't buy stuff, did any of it tempt you?
I did buy stuff, but yeah.
Why am I not surprised?
I'll tell you what I bought when we're looking at. How about that?
Big UK TV sale.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get back to it. Let's click on it.
It's not that big, really. It's just bundles of stuff.
Which is actually there's an 80s comedy bundle here.
Yeah.
Like Never the Twain. What do we got here? We're gonna go on each of these to see, aren't we?
Yeah.
So Never
There's
the
3
Twain,
pages altogether.
and Birds of a Feather. That's not too bad.
Rose Feather's great. Is that the original show or the and is it the complete collection? It says complete series, but is it the complete series or is it? Oh, that's the new series.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the new series. That's not such a good deal because the original series had like 22 discs. The reason I know is because I got the network edition.
The final series of the goodies is here. Fresh Fields and French Fields, a complete collection. That's actually kind of cool. And Dick Emery at Thames Television. Times.
That's not bad. Yeah.
Here's the
It's
one.
not bad for $79.
Benny Hill.
I almost bought that.
1970.
I almost bought that because that's the complete thing. And Love Like Neighbor, which is a classic.
Exactly. This is the type I would buy. 129 Australian. That's not bad. Not bad at all. That's a big that's a mega set. 21 disc, man.
Yeah. That's
I'll
not
go
bad.
through and find out which movie. Man About the House. Known in
Classic.
North America as Three's Company. Father Dear Father is here. George and Mildred, which is a spinoff of Man About the House, actually, or which actually got a spinoff in North America called The Ropers, and Bless Me Father. So that's
not
actually
the best.
Oh, for me it is.
I think
Man
George
About
and
the House.
Mildred and Man Bad Hour, sure, but the other two are not so much.
We got a comedy bundle here. Mike Yarwood, It's the Collection, the Ken Dodd Laughter Show, and Randall and Hopkirk Deceased.
Oh, Ken Dodd. You know Ken Dodd?
Yeah, I would buy this Randall and Hopkirk for me though.
But you can get the Blu-ray though.
True, but do I need the Blu-ray?
Ken Dodd was a classic. Ken Dodd and the Little People. And the Little People in Place Pill Wonder wasn't. I think it was Little Pill, and then he changed it to Little Men, and they were like these people, but were on the stage with them, like kind of like puppet things.
Oh, cool. Oh, wait a minute, I have seen some of that then.
Yeah.
So we got Cat Weasel. We have The Darling Buds of May, which is actually a really good series. Bramwell, which is a very different one for this one here.
And Frederick Forsyth.
Yeah, that's a good one. But the next one
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Is the first one I would 100% buy. So I'm a massive fan of the first show that's mentioned right here. Wire in the Blood with Robson Green. So
You like it, yeah?
Absolutely love it. He started with Touching Evil, and Touching Evil went for a little bit. Unfortunately, got canceled. But he really found his place with Wire in the Blood. For those that are unaware, Robson Green is a UK actor that started out doing a lot of kind of light comedy, romantically type of roles.
His first big thing was Soldier.
Yeah, and like to see him come into like this was different. And to do he did these weird kind of like quirky, kind of eccentric characters. Touching Evil, which was remade in with them.
Yeah, had the guy. It was remade in America, and it had the guy from Burn Notice in it.
It did, like the brother from Burn Notice, and the main guy from Burn Notice. And the brother, but he was the brother in what was the show? He was a brother in was it Pretender? Yeah, it's brother in Pretender.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But White Blood is a
Prime Suspect,
incredible series.
Yeah,
like if you've never seen it, like the books are really good as well. They're now doing another series of like a UK series, crime series based on that same author. God, what's the name? It's blonde haired, like police officer detective. It's really good anyway. Suspects is here as well with, which I don't remember quite.
Yeah, what about James Henderson?
No, Prime Suspect. That's the next one down there. Like there's suspects there too, but Prime Suspect I absolutely adored.
Prime Suspect's one of the greatest shows of all time.
But War in the Blood for me, this is the one. If you've never seen, he plays Tony Hill, and he's a really strange dude.
Yeah.
Did you watch War in the Blood?
I own it. I've watched it. I've watched the first series. I really enjoy it. I like it. I will be honest. I like the box here. I like the box here better than the English one because the English one's in one of those horrible plastic boxes. Dove Sidious, Prime Suspect doesn't ever disappoint. You're right. I will say this: watching that and Cracker as a kid was phenomenal. It was a phenomenal time. Dark, gritty, and still some of the best detective shows of all time, if you ask me.
Yeah, and what a disappointment the American version of Cracker was. Is London Spy any good? I actually haven't seen that one. Have you seen London Spy?
I've seen London Spy. London Spy is decent, but it's because that's one with the guy from The Q from the new ones in, I believe. I can never get his name. What is it? Ben Wheatley or something? I don't know. The guy, the guy who played Q. He, it was decent. I liked it.
Trek? Like Q from Star Trek, or
no,
Q from
Q
like
from
James Bond.
James Bond. From James Bond,
Okay,
yeah. It's decent. Yeah, Ben Whishaw, that's it. Yeah. I always get mixed up Ben Wheatley. I don't know why. But yeah, it's a decent one. I like it. It is bleak, as Dove Sidious says, but it's worth it. It's a nice, fun time. What's the Heartbeat one? How many series is in that? Is that all 18?
Yep, all 18, man. That's actually pretty impressive.
Well, I'm going to be buying something else in a minute.
Now, do you remember? I'm stuck on War in the Blood. Do you remember the first series, like the first storyline for that, where they're trying to get this killer that's kind of like torturing people?
Yeah.
And there's the
No,
sequence.
it's out of stock. It's sold
where he's
out.
on the bus, and the killer's like films him.
Yeah.
That's stuck in my head, man. Circle dramas.
I just realised that's sold out. The Heartbeat's sold out.
Is it sold out?
Yeah, it says it on it. It says sold out.
Only 24 left this one. Here's the next one. Oh, God, I would kill for the next one. Not this one, but the next one after that. Because everybody knows what a massive fan of the show I am. So this is an Inspector Lewis, which, of course, is a follow-up to Morris. But really, really enjoyed the show. Fun show. 9 series is right here for this one.
My mum was a massive fan of Morse, and she watched all of Lewis, but she never got to finish Endeavour. So I made it a goal to finish Endeavour for her. So I've been watching through Morse, and I got Lewis and Endeavour just so that I can finish it off for her.
Well, that's amazing. And Morris is really good. Like the Patrick Troughton from Doctor Who was like in the first episode of Inspector Morris. This is my show. For those that don't know, this is a series I grew up on. I think
they've conned people there.
So we got Minder series 1 to 5 and series 6 to 10.
Because what they've done is they've put the ones with Dennis Waltman in the second one, so people have to buy that even if they don't want the ones without him in.
Which one?
Minder, collection 2, because he wasn't in the whole series.
Well, he's in the first like 8 or 9, I think. Like Gary Webster's not in very long. He's only like 1 or 2 seasons. So like seriously, that's Gary Webster.
It feels a little bit like wouldn't you know what I mean?
But for
I
me,
guess it depends on how you feel.
For me, I'm the opposite, where I would be more, because I'm a completionist, like I would be more upset if it wasn't included, because I want the whole thing. There's another, like there's a new Minder too that doesn't have like Waterman or Cole. With basically the guy who plays like the son or the grandson, whatever.
Right. Yeah, that one, but fouled.
Yeah, and I find it too bad actually. But it's not nothing can top the original Minder.
It's like when they released that Tennyson one, Prime Suspect 1976, I think it was. That was a flop. And what about the American Prime Suspect with Maria Bello in? Oh, where they made it into basically Law and Order kind of style instead of.
They didn't understand it. That's the thing, right?
Yeah.
This is the one here, guys. This is the one I'd kill for. Legit kill for. And the theme song is going through my head right now. So we got Cadful, which my better half actually likes this show. Derek Jacobi.
Cadfile, yeah.
Was like it was actually the master in Doctor Who.
Cadfile was Cadfile. I've got that. Another show I grew up on. I've got it in CX, the complete collection for £5. So but it's only five. It's only 5 discs as well, which is surprising because I thought there was a lot more episodes.
A lot of these, you'd be well, you wouldn't be surprised because you live in London. But a lot of the shows actually have like very, very few. Oh, we're getting to some stuff here. It's gonna make me cry, man. Getting to some good stuff. So
Ruth
Rendell Mysteries Collection, which is really cool. I like that.
Bit of trivia on Ruth Rendell. From what I know, the full collection is only released in Australia.
Oh, there you go.
Another show I grew up on.
Which was the Ruth Rendell Mystery Collection?
Yeah, Ruth Rendell, yeah.
Agatha Christie's Partners in Crime, the complete series is here as well. And The Last Detective with Peter Davison, speaking of Doctor Who.
Story for you of that, of my partner's mum when she was alive. She used to drive me mental. I found a copy of that, Series 2, on Amazon in America, and it was like $20, right? Used. But Donna's mum wanted to pay $120 for it sealed, right? Even though there was pictures of it in mint condition and all this, so she ended up wasting over $100 on it. And I remember just thinking, you annoying, frustrating woman. To this day, I've never forgotten that. I was like, why waste the money? She could have had 8 sets for that.
That's it, guys. Want to help me get some of these sets? Super chat, super sticker, donate to the channel. Prime Suspect, we got it here again, a bundle on its own. The next one is very exciting, and it is the Space 1999 collection, along with Captain Scarlet and the Mysterions and Stingray.
Yeah, but
if you don't have
it's not the Stingray that come in the limited edition big box that I have.
You like those
on Blu-ray? I don't.
Blu-ray too.
Captain Scarlet to me is the best Jerry Anderson show of all time, and that's because I grew up on it. Yeah, it's my favorite.
It's always going to be one you grew up on. Callan,
classic.
And not enough people know it, unfortunately, but it is such a good show.
It's just a shame that a lot of it was a lot of the earlier parts were scrapped, wiped.
Did you like me when you watched The Equalizer? Like, say, in your head canon, that's Callan retired.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's what I did.
That's Callan retired and him just doing what he needs to do now.
Exactly. Jason King here, the complete series. I like Peter Wingard. I don't remember Jason King. I don't know if I've seen that.
I'm surprised. It's quite famous.
I know, but some
Jason King there. Jason King there, looking like it's Charles Bronson's.
He does so look like Charles Bronson there.
Chewing gum. If you want to watch a great comedy that's very English today, you watch Chewing Gum.
There's a David Schwimmer one right next to it, which looks funny.
I've not seen Intelligence, but Chewing Gum, highly recommend it.
Here's one of my favorites. There's one that I really, 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 really loved. It is Lovejoy.
Yeah, I've got a saying for that. My mum used to talk to me about all the time. I used to always say, "Lovejoy, are you fat?" That's what I used to say as a kid.
It is such a good show.
Hornblower.
I already have Jewel in the Crown. I was actually at a shop in Ontario, and I was buying like some Danger Man sets and some other stuff there, and they had the Jewel in the Crown on like the complete collection, right there on the counter. I said, "Oh, I love that show. I watched that when I was younger." He said, "Oh, you can take it." I was like, "What?" I said, "No, yeah, we just got the command. You know, you can take it if you want to." So I got it for free.
Wow.
So which was incredible. Great job, actually.
My question for you from this thing is: have you ever blown a horn?
Horse or home blow. I am not somebody that has ever. I had a recorder when I was a kid.
Okay, that's
I
close enough. So you've done the recorder then?
I did. Well, you had to like grade 4 and 5. Like everybody had to like learn the recorder.
Oh.
And I learned it pretty good. But I'm not gonna. I'm going to tell you something. A little story here. It was a Christmas concert. We have those every year, and we're doing Good King Wenceslaw's on recorder,
Mm.
and I forgot. I had this mental like block on how to play the recorder. So what I decided to do, what I thought the smart thing to do was to pretend. And man, did I get into it. So everybody could tell I was pretending because I was like really jiving with my recorder, like trying to like getting into it, like just. But yeah, it was an interesting time.
You feel the way you're dressed to me, you look like you should be playing a harmonica.
I was a weird kid, man. I was a weird kid. Manhunt is here. Sharp. I like Sharp. I love Sean Bean.
I
Fortune's
like Sharp. I like Sharp except for the last time.
I can see that. We got the bill here. Did you pick this up? Is this one?
I did. Actually, I did. I looked through my sets. I didn't pick that one up, but I picked two of the other lots up. I think it was 10 to 15 and 10 to 15 and 16 to 19, I think it was. Because I know nearly all of them.
Bill's a classic. It's a classic show. And thank you so much, Maddie. We got our first donation of the day. And
hey, thanks, Matty.
Let's go creepy. Let's try. Come on, go creepy.
Oh, there it is.
I'm actually filming some new ones for you here, by the way.
Nice.
Those police must. But the Bill is like a classic show. I don't like to say like Law and Order, but you know what I mean in that way, in the sense that it's very much like.
The Bill for a long time was an institution. It basically became another soap opera, really. How it was set, because you'd get like one series of the Bill later on in one was between 150 and 180 episodes. So most of the sets have 27 to like 30 discs in them.
It's insane. Like the smallest set here is from 7 to 9. And I'm guessing even that, just alone, those three probably have like a ton of discs there as well.
Yeah, I mean, I picked up 15 to 19 and 10 to 14.
56
because I had to look. Yeah.
56 discs. And like they had a lot, like for those who know, like a lot of people, a lot of actors got their start on the Bill. So you're going to see a lot of famous like actors, so English actors. Because it was just not much of a show.
If you go on to one of the later ones, you'll see it's more than 56 because that was an earlier run one. If you go to like 15 to 19, you'll probably see like 200.
Yeah, well, that's definitely it's a bigger one. So you 118 there, man, for that
there
one.
There you go. So
and you can see like there's like some like you have like the stars are there, but there'd be like a lot of like if you go through them, like guest stars came on there.
Yeah, they did. The thing with the Bill, which was a joke, was that if you watch the Bill and you watch EastEnders, you'd always see them crossing paths. You know, but you might go, "Why did you?" Before Bill asked, "Why did I buy the Bill?" I will say this: I had a whole load of them, but I was missing some, and luckily it filled in the gaps. And now all I need is 23, 24, 25, and 26. So, and they would have cost double, probably triple what I'm getting from the South. So, you know, best to get them I can.
We got some stuff here too, and a drama one. We got the Tower, Our House, Show Trial, and The Long Call.
I won't buy that. I feel like that's a bit of a rip-off price, that, because you can get them mostly from the UK, Amazon, for like £7 each.
Here it is. This is the new Val McDermott show. So Val McDermott's the one that did Wire in the Blood. New show is Karen Peary, which is really good.
Okay.
Did you watch it yet? I really like that.
But I'll look it up because I know it's on Amazon over here, so I'll definitely pick it up and give it a watch.
And we got Grace here with Incredible John Sim. And
I've been wanting to see that as well because that looked interesting.
It's an interesting show. I actually enjoyed it. I recently, I'm behind on some stuff. I just started watching the new Dalglish show, which is freaking incredible. We got the Ipcress Files, the television series, and Bodyguard. Bodyguard was good. Bodyguard kind of became like a phenomenon,
It did.
I'm not sure. I think it went on Netflix or something like that. But it kind of just.
I think I've got the Blu-ray of that.
It's a good show.
Ipcress Files, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that one.
I don't know if I've seen this version of it.
That's what I mean. So I don't know.
And Redemption is here. I'm kind of surprised we're not seeing any of certain ones. Burnside is here, which I know you've got.
Yeah, I've got both of them.
And Beach is back. Yeah, those are the ones you grabbed before.
Yeah.
So we're going to the third page. You have some great stuff. There's some amazing stuff here, man.
They do, don't they?
Hollow Crowns season 1 and 2 is here. We got Pie in the Sky. I actually used to like that one. The story. Storyteller Collection. Everybody should own this, including me. Carry On.
Yep. I'll talk about that. The other thing I bought was the Carry On Blu-ray, the Volume 2 one.
Oh, really?
That just came out. Yeah, the one that just came out.
I love the fact that this has all the movies, the Christmas specials. Does it have any of the TV episodes? What's Carry On? I remember watching What's Carry On CBC.
Oh, episodes of the TV series Carry On Laughing.
Yeah, there it is. So we got Widows. She's out, like 2 sets there. 2 shows there. We got Calendar Ultimate Collection is there for $79. Lewis, you can get it alone for $79. Marple, which is again an incredible series.
Yep.
And last Carry On Film Collection.
I was tempted to pick up that Marble set because it's a bit expensive over here.
Oh my God, it's like some of the stuff. 22 discs too, man. So we got everything from Body into the Library right to Endless Night. So that's pretty much everything, right?
Yep. Anybody interested in buying any of these?
Yeah, like let us know if you guys like. For me, there's a lot of dream stuff here that I would love to have. Another time, man, if this was like maybe a few months down the road or something like that, I would.
Yeah, no keeping up appearances. That's a shame. I doubt it'll be in 4K, sadly, but that is a classic. Donna loves that show. I'm more on the Hetty Wainthropp side of that actress's work than keeping up appearances. I think her appearances should be there.
Like we have, let me just see. I'll be right back. Just gonna take a sec.
All right.
Here.
Protectors.
We have keeping appearances on DVD.
What's that one? The Protectors.
And no, the typical stuff. Blackadder. What's the name of that show with Mrs. Brown's buys the show in the shopping center place. What's it called again?
Trolled.
The one where they did we have it and they did an Australian edition of it too.
What?
The show, we had like 2 editions of it.
Are you being served?
Yeah, Are You Being Served? Thank you.
Oh, You've Been Served. Okay.
Which was such a fun show. There's they went and did it in Australia, and I think there was like a remake of it that just didn't work.
Yeah, the remake came on. They had it. They had like a pilot point. It was horrendous. I watched it and I was like, "Oh, they've lost all the meaning of what that show was about."
Did you ever see like the many versions of like Faulty Towers that they tried to do?
Oh, some of them, yeah. I saw some of them. Probably not all of them, but I saw some of them. And they again, but sometimes and the 1977 film. They also did another series, Are You Being Served, called Are You Being Served Too?
Yeah, that's the Australian one.
Yeah, that's the one in the hotel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got that. We got the movie, and we got the Are You Being. So initially, what we did, we were at a flea market, and we found Are You Being Served. We were really excited. We got home and realized it was half the series. So we were at a CX in London, and we saw the complete Are You Being Served there. So we picked it up, and it was brand new. It was like unopened, which is unusual for CX, right?
Yeah.
But we got it like unopened, and we walked over to HMV. It's not the one that's not there anymore. The one like right in central London, the big one.
Yeah.
That was a really good HMV too. And we got.
I tried going there. I tried going there when I moved back, and it was completely gone. And I was like, "What?" So yeah,
I wanted to. What we should pick up. My better half was right. Is I'm a massive fan of Only Fools and Horses. It's probably my favorite like British comedy show of all time. And so we were there, and they had Only Fools and Horses, the complete series was not expensive. It was like actually fairly cheap. And she's like, you should pick that up. I'm like, no, I got a lot of stuff, and maybe it's big, and I'm kind of worried. What if we don't get? But I talk myself out of things sometimes, and she talks me back into it. Thank God. But at that time, I should listen to her because I love Only Fools and Horses.
was it in the big box?
The big one, yeah, with everything.
Yeah, because I've got that.
Although I do try to
that.
pretend that the last couple of specials kind of didn't happen, and that it ended when they got the money.
Yeah, I think that's where it should have ended.
Yeah, although like there's some funny parts in those other specials too. I still think that like I've got what's his name of it? The one with the guy from the Two Ronnies, not Ronnie Barker, where he gets out of prison.
Porridge.
Porridge, yeah, I got Porridge, and great show. And they had to have like kind of a remake, kind of Porridge.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, they should have stuck with just the original. But I grew up like when we were in like Canada, like the Two Ronnies was one of those shows that came out. It was one of those weekly. Everybody watched it. You couldn't get away from it. And if there was not a show like on, like if something got preempted, then they would put on a episode of Minder and a couple episodes of Two Ronnies. So I'd seen every episode of Minder, every episode of Two Ronnies, like at least like a dozen times when I was growing up. Absolutely love both those shows. Ronnie Corbett, Ronnie Barker.
Can't go wrong with them. Or Morecambe and Wise.
You find a lot out about my taste this way.
Since you're Canadian, you should have taste on UK stuff.
Or we're basically Newfoundland is basically an Anglophile type place.
Like I always say, Canada, America, Australia, they're basically England.
Do you really want to say that about one of those places? Just saying.
You know, I'm just saying they're basically breaks off of of England. That's what I'll say. And if anyone's got issue with that, that's up to you, all right? That's my opinion. I'll stick with it.
Get yourself in trouble, man. You know one TV show that everybody should have in their collection, which is really, and I'm proud to say I got in my collection. Get Smart.
Get Smart. You talk about the original series, right?
Of course. No, we're not going to.
Not the other one.
Not the Andy Dick one. No, we're not going to talk about that. That doesn't exist.
I think that's a pride and joy. I think of comedy. I would say. I don't know what I'm proud is in my collection. To be honest, TV show wise, I mean probably Mission Impossible. The original show.
That is a really good show. That's one like what I can see from here. Like our TV stuff that's over there. We got the $6 Million Man collection, of course. Diagnosis Murder because we love detective shows. Plumbo's over there. Mission Impossible. Get Smart. Hawaii Five-0 which is amazing. Original Hawaii Five-0 is so cool. And the early episodes, it's always like, well, I guess because when you remember Hawaii Five-0, what's the phrase that you remember? What's the phrase that comes to mind?
Book 'em, Dana.
Exactly, right? But early Y50, oh, that looks like Steve Garrett's gonna shoot the guy dead again. like so many episodes, like, oh, there's Garrett's in a helicopter. Well, that guy's okay. I guess that came later, right?
Based on about Y50, my grandma used to watch it just to watch the guys doing rope buying on the beginning.
Oh, cool.
And she used to always get excited about it. And then she'd watch the show. But she said she only watched it for that.
And of course, like, because I'm going to mention that now, because you had to show your the set that you, the Saint.
The Saint's brilliant, isn't it? But then I think your set is bad compared to mine, though.
I still need to return to the Saint. This one I need with Ian Ogilvy.
I've got that.
And that's the one I don't have. That's the one I grew up with. Return to the Saint. That came on when I was a kid, and that was another one of those shows. The episode I always remember is he's in a train, and it's at night, so he sees somebody murdered from like his car, like at this old like warehouse type place. Kind of
proper jello. It starts very jello-ish.
Yeah, very much, and starts like kind of the window. She kind of the victim goes through the window, right? So he reports it and he goes back, but the window's intact.
Hey, Gino.
Hey, Gino, welcome, man. Gino's actually working on a book right now. He's working on a book on Warner Oland.
Oh, that should be interesting. Will I get a free copy, Gino? Like digital copy. When you're done, and it's published. Because that'd be interesting.
Oh, Warner Oland is fascinating. And, because later in his life, when things kind of went off the rails a bit for him too for a little bit, that's going to be quite the read.
I'm writing a book. I'm writing a book about my life.
I thought you were writing a book about my life. So.
Your life? I shouldn't I?
There you go.
He showed off the inferior Saint collection on this day.
Oh, you just want the big set. The big monochrome sexy set.
I do. I hate it. It annoys me. And the fact that it's in such beautiful condition too.
Roseanne seasons 4 and 5, the best tea you've ever seen. I'm actually not a huge Roseanne fan.
Go on, you finish that one. Sorry.
No. I'm just basically going to say it was never like I watched a bit of it, but it was a show that I never super got into.
It was a show that my family watched. Roseanne was kind of like just something that was always in the background, and I do agree. I think Roseanne's great. I will say this: you can't really compare Roseanne to The Wire. I know you said you've never seen it. The Wire, but they're two different kinds of shows. So this is why I try and look at movies. If I watch a movie like this, I give this a 5 stars.
Yeah.
And I give a movie like, let's say, Saw X or 10, 5 stars. It's for completely different reasons, right?
Yeah.
So with something like Roseanne, there's some great heart moments in it and all this other stuff, but they're two completely different shows. So you could think they're both as great as each other.
Jump back in, and you guys are still going. Can confirm that from the menu with the disc for Emmanuel's perverse outburst that the title won't load. So thanks for the heads up. There we go.
There you go. Well done. I'm glad you spotted it because you should be able to get a replacement because I'm glad I could help you with that. Indeed.
I actually got to mention that to my dad if he's not on here now to let him know, because that's because he recently got that set. But I'm sure they'll do like replacement discs for all these.
Thanks, Gino. I appreciate that. I'd love to see it. The book.
Well, he is a fascinating actor, and I'm calling dibs on a copy.
It is a common issue. I've seen it. Indeed, it's a common issue. I've seen it with a few people. There are ways around it, from what I've seen, where you can kind of skip to the movie starting. But why would you want to do that? You want it to be perfect, wouldn't you?
I'm actually going to mention. I'm going to send a message to my dad if he's
especially for $195, or if you paid the big bundle price.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to mention to my dad. Which one is it again?
I agree. I agree with you. Entertainment. It's mostly for entertainment, isn't it? But you're right on the sense that there are moments. I mean, I remember watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when I was a kid, and that show taught me a lot. You know, because there's these important moments, like when Will's dad returns, and then at the end he doesn't want him. You know, because he has to leave, and Uncle Phil was basically become his dad, and you know, I could relate to that. So it really affected me deep down, you know, and something like Roseanne and that could change TV because at one point sitcoms were just for the laughs. There wasn't as much heart or soul, and I think that's why a lot of sitcoms now have a lot more depth. So I think you're right. As for Indy saying it's disc 8, it's not just disc 8. It's been with complete different discs in the sets.
So just like go through your discs, just to be sure. And,
yeah, go through all the discs and check because from what I've seen, it's been on multiple discs, and I think it's a printing error thing.
Let's say that's a serious disc issue. That's something like that you want to get done. Have you ever had like where they send you like replacement discs and you kind of like almost roll your eyes because like it's so inconsequential? Because it happened to me. Friday the 13th. Screen Factory is up. Jesus Christ. So apparently part 3, the opening titles don't pop out as much as they're supposed to pop out. Somebody noticed that. A new disc had to be made. Evil Dead 3. Right? Third Evil Dead film.
Yep.
There's like 4 freaking versions. I think 3 or 4 versions of the film on there, right? But one of those versions didn't have Ash jumping over a fence scene, which is in one of the other versions. But people got super upset about it on a forum, and they had to put out like replacement discs. And I actually got an email like we can send a replacement. Next time, like that's okay. I'm good. Like I think I'll survive. Like damn, that jumping the fence scene isn't there. Like yeah, like
I think there was a replacement thing for one film years ago, and it was because the music got cut off too soon, and it was just like the end of the movie.
Was
and
it
it
after
was
the movie
like,
was over? Like
yeah,
it
was like after the movie was over.
Yeah,
that was
like the manual. These are things that desperately need replacements.
Yeah,
we're not like making like any light of that.
Well, in case people wondering, I haven't checked mine yet.
Do you have yours?
So I've got mine, but I haven't checked them.
You gotta go through them like that because it's gonna take a while.
I know. I just haven't checked them yet. So I'm technically warning Paul without even checking myself. I just think for $195, that's
and for
ridiculous.
like this, that took a while to get out too. Like it wasn't like they're like,
yeah.
oh yeah.
So you don't have to send back the 40 this world. 97, they might make you.
I wouldn't be surprised.
A Charlie Chan movie's Blu-ray box set will come out. I can guarantee that at some point.
Oh, definitely.
If Detective Wong has come out, that will.
Actually, here's the thing though. Detective Wong was owned by a different company. No, Charlie Chan. I have all the sets over there. So there's 2 like eras of Charlie Chan.
Yeah.
So there's Charlie Chan at Fox, and that's when Warner Roland and then Sidney Cholier did it. And I think Roland Winters did. No, he did.
Yeah, he did.
So
he did his ones later, didn't he?
Yeah. So basically, Sidney Cholier bought the rights to Charlie Chan to keep making it, like outside of the studio system. So he made his own Charlie Chan films afterwards. So I got sets for those too. But I do wonder if because it's unfortunately because it's of its era, that may.
I'll be honest. I think someone like Indicator will release them because they'll buy the rights for it. Even if they do it in parts, I genuinely believe a boutique
Why
label
not?
will do it.
Like, I would love to see Indicator do it. I don't see Indicator doing it, and only not because I think Indicator is the perfect company to do it.
Yeah, they are.
I do think where it's a Warner, it's going to be harder for Indicator to get. But Kino, maybe Kino, which means
Not
it's going
Kino.
to. Yes, I know. Not many features. Just features poured over from the DVDs that we all got.
I would love it if Indicator, if let's say Indicator did get in a dream world. I'd love if they did it over 3 box sets.
Oh, that'd be so cool. Because I remember it was 5 box sets for my Warner ones.
Yeah,
and even then they were putting like multiple like movies on
Yeah.
like flipper discs and stuff like that.
I love those box sets.
Those are great. I mean, like I got I got Mr. Moto Volume 2, but I missed out on Mr. Moto Volume 1, and they're great.
I bought Mr. Moto Volume 1 and 2 with me because I just absolutely love the character.
It is. It's such cool, and they're so different. Like people try to compare like the characters, and like one's a detective and one's kind of a spy. So
Yeah,
very different. Very, very different.
I always love Peter Lorre's smile in it as well, and like the sleazy kind of like, you know, the way he's looking, the way he just throws people, and like when he grabs all that one guy and throws him in the ocean and stuff. It's just brilliant.
I may totally take up on that, Gino, because that Volume 1 is the one that's missing in our collection here.
But does it have the booklet? Does it have the booklet in it?
Is there a booklet with that one?
Very, very thin booklet.
Oh yeah, they did that with Volume 2 as well.
Yeah,
that wouldn't matter. I just want the movies. Because
no, problem is it's owned by Disney. Since it's Disney, owns 20 Cent Fox, and do know
you're right. They do on 20. We're screwed.
Oh, I just picked up Mr. Wong place from Kino. I've got it. I watched the first one last night. Mr. Wong, because I was so tired because I've been walking like 9 miles a day, so I've been knackered.
I've been watching people like doing stuff on like wrestling on stuff on TV. It tires me out.
Well, that helps, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
But you know, and I watched the first one, and the first Mr. Wong looks brilliant. Right, it looks brilliant. It's not brilliant as in it doesn't look phenomenal like today, but compared to the DVD, which is blurry and a bit, it looks really good and clear in that aspect for the time.
Well, Mr. Wong initially, when they were put out on like we weren't put out on big like company labels. They usually put out on like secondary parties or companies you never heard of before.
Yeah,
you're like, oh, it's The Fatal Hour and some other film.
Yeah,
like 3 on a disc or Man-Made Monsters or something like that.
Right.
That's what my dad said. The documentary Bible in the set is astounding. That's what my dad said.
Indy says, 8 or 9 miles, nice and ambitious. So let me tell you a bit about what's going on with me, Indy, and that. So I realised I'd let myself go a bit recently, more again, because I've been depressed. And I found 2 things that have been helping me. Right, hypnotherapy, right, which has helped me with not eating as much, because when you get stressed and that, it can happen. Right. The second thing is the Pacer app, right, where you basically join these things, and after you get them done, they send you a medal in the post, right, and you get a certificate and everything. So I said to the wife, you know what, I'm going to do both of them, and I'm going to see if this helps me, right?
Yeah.
Now, when I used to eat Chinese, because we had Chinese last night, I used to overeat the Chinese. You know, you get too much portions for 2 people. I used to eat the rest of it, so they didn't go off because the wife didn't want any more of it. Last night, I cut our Chinese price down from £40 for the 2 of us to £18, right? And I ate half of the meal, and it was basically a quarter what I used to eat. All from listening to that app, right? Yesterday, I did 8.6 miles, I believe, because I went out walking 3 times. When in the past I wasn't walking at all, barely, because I just was too depressed, you know, and felt down. And I've just been really, really getting up and going. The weight's been dropping off, and I've been feeling really healthy.
And that's the thing. It makes a difference, like mentally, like physically.
Yeah.
Physical makes it different mentally as well.
And I have to give a shout out to Darth Sidious because he said to me, "Get off your ass and get out there." So, you know,
I'm just waiting till I can get out into the warm, like the not so warm time. You know what? You know what gets me out? This is gonna seem silly. I got Pokemon Go on my phone.
oh no,
I do. So we're like, and I'm like, we're like, we had to go yesterday, and we had to stop at this gas station place. We're waiting around for a bit. We go and pick out some stuff, and I'm like, there's like 2 Pokestops here, and there's like 27 Pokemon, and I'm like walking, like I bang my foot, like whole thing. I'm not even joking. The funniest thing that when Pokemon Go started, we went out driving around. Like we were gonna like do the Pokemon thing. We found like this really cool rare Pokemon, and there's like these biker guys there on the other side, and there's a truck there, and what it seemed to be.
yeah.
And we stayed until we got our Pokemon. What it looked like there was like a deal going down.
I've got a story about that for you actually as well.
Really?
Yeah, a
Oh,
friend
that's
of mine. She's in a she used to have to get out in a scooter, right? Well, an ex-friend of mine. We're not friends anymore, right? She used to go out 1 o'clock in the morning to hunt for Pokemon Go, right? Now this is a woman who's half blind as well, right? So she's driving around a scooter in the park, and all of a sudden she spots movement. There's a guy in the park humping his girlfriend or some woman he's met, right? He spots her, right? Goes, "Oi!" She's trying to ride off on her scooter. He runs out going, you know, fat, and calling her everything, right? Attacking her, thinking she's a guy, right? Because she had short hair. And he's hitting her all the way home almost, like this, right? On the back of the head. Tries to punch her and falls over. And luckily just gives up and she's riding off.
That's
All
insane.
because she wanted to pick up a Raichu. It's like, come on.
No, I'm a sucker for that type of stuff. Like when we were in St. John's, like there was a lot of Pokestops around our street, so I would go out all the time, and I would go out like late at night. And my better half, especially if she was gone, I'd get bored. So she was visiting family in Morocco at the time, and I would go at like 1:30, and she get really peeved with me for doing it. And I'm just because I was up. And I'd be playing on the Pokemon game, stuff like that. So we had a lot of like there was a lot of like ladies of the evening in the area type thing. And they were like, you saw them after a while, but there's this like truck, and it was following this girl, and she was like creeped out. So the truck went, and I was just watching. I was watching from because there's this like statue thing, and there was just a Pokemon thing there. And I'm just watching, and then I see the girl walking, like she walks up the road and she comes back down the road. And on the other side of the road, there's a guy, and he's like mirroring her. Like it's not an accident. He's walking, she's walking, he stops, she stops. And I'm still watching for a bit. And it's like 1:30 in the morning. And it's obvious, like, what she does type of thing, but still, like, this is kind of in creepy stalker territory, like, as in one of those guys that's gonna, attack, assault, whatever. And it seems like he's kind of getting up the nerve type thing. So he keeps following her. So there's the way the road goes is it's downhill, and then it takes a turn this way and it takes a turn that way. So I'm just coming over from the statue, and so I'm like about a couple feet from where she's at, and I'm a guy, I'm a stranger. I don't want to make her see like creep her out any more than she is at this point, because So what I do is I start walking quickly as I can, right directly towards where he's at. I don't look at her. I don't even know if I told him this. I think I did. So I crossed the road, and as I'm starting to cross the road, he turns, and he just goes off. He runs off basically, and then
Wow.
so she was like, she thank you, because she knew then what I was doing, and she just went on. I got my Pokemon because there was a Pokemon store right there, and I just went back in and
You got your Pokemon, and you also got a Slowpoke.
no, God, like what is it?
No?
Was this? It's I mean, here's the thing. It's such a shame when you realize I remember I was coming home from work when we were in North Sydney, and it was like late at night. It was around like it was like 1 or 2 o'clock because I was working the late shift, and I'm walking down the road, and there's this lady, middle-aged lady, kind of. She's walking. It's late at night, and I'm walking because we're going in the same direction.
Yeah.
And I can see like she's kind of picking up her pace a bit. And at first I don't think anything of it. But then I
the
realized,
creeper, weren't you?
well, that's what it seems like. I'm just, here I am, this guy with this big parka thing on. It's the middle of winter, and I feel like horrible because I realize that like she feels like she doesn't know like who I am, and all of a sudden she like just presence there kind of, she's nervous. So I legit like turned and walked in a different direction, and kind of just made my way back around. So basically, I went back because it was like Walmart area. I came back to the parking lot area and make sure that she was gone, so that she wouldn't be kind of freaked out. And it was at that point that I kind of realized like it's different for different people, and like for girls walking at night or girls like going out, they're always gotta think about that stuff. I don't. Like if I go outside at night, like I went out last night to feed the cats. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I don't, it's not something I don't have to think. I don't think about, and it doesn't.
Well, technically you do, because someone could still stab you or shoot you. It's just
Oh yeah, no,
more
like
unlikely.
it can, but it's like I think that like females have that kind of built in.
This is one of the reasons I get so conflicted when it comes to, young girls being out on their own. I get really upset about it, especially, when they've gone drinking and stuff.
Well, I'm not sure about
because
you, but when we were in college, what we used to do, we'd have like a group that would all go together, and we would like, especially people would kind of like would basically kind of pair up, as in like have like 2 or 3 people, and so that if somebody wanted to leave early, there would be at least one person that would go with them. Because when the first time I got to college, there's a doctor that was at the was a club at the time. It's not there anymore, called the 104 Main, and he left the club and he was never seen again.
Yeah.
And so everybody was like going in pairs and stuff like that, and like kind of like just to show you like how serious that it can get. Like that was like an example of like something that did happen, like somebody that fortunately like I was around and I could walk and he didn't kind of attack me type thing, because it could have went in a totally different direction. My better half would have been like really upset with me, of course, for doing something stupid, which is at the end of the day was stupid. I could have called a cop, right? That's what I should have done. But because it was dumb. It was a dumb thing to do. I don't recommend it, guys. But it was, we were in like, we moved to North Sydney, and in the news there was a suitcase found in a park, and it had a girl, one of the walkers, chopped up. So yeah. Go, guys, go with friends.
If this woman is from St. John's, then that means Indy knows her personally, I guess.
But he's never been to St. John.
Because he said, was the street walk in St. John's, Aaron?
Oh, yeah, well, that's when I started my videos. So I was in the St. John's area. Like
okay. So okay, that makes sense. I was gonna say that's a bit of a brag, isn't it?
No, because I lived in like an area where basically we lived in the downtown area, and downtown was like there was a lot of like activity and stuff. And so we'd always hear stuff. Like I remember like one night we were just there, and there's like Hen was upstairs, like watching TV upstairs. I was downstairs, and I was watching a movie, and I heard like these first heard it kind of far off, some banging, like this loud banging, and it was like a bang on the door type thing, and like girl like saying, calling out type stuff.
Help!
So
Help!
yeah, pretty much. So it came to finally it comes to my door, like nobody's answering, and I go to Hannah and say, like, Hannah, I got to go outside, like something's going on. She's like, wait, because Hannah's smart, like somebody could just be going, help, and you open the door.
It could be a thing so that you get ambushed.
Yeah, exactly. Luckily, well, not luckily for me, it wasn't. So I went outside, and it was a girl. She was like badly beaten up. Again, one of the ladies' evening type thing. So Hen comes out too, and there's two ladies from across the way come on because they heard it too, and we call an ambulance. With the girls from across the way, they call an ambulance, and she makes up this story. Like basically kind of oh no, this girl just attacked me type. It's no, John attacked her type thing is what happened. But no, she says no, go just this random girl attacked me in the street. It was just, don't worry about it. But no, so we got an ambulance come. She got picked up. Police came by. That's my life, guys.
Wow.
But,
there's a whole lot of comments here. I have the VCI Mr. Wong set that contains the Phantom of Chinatown with Key Luke.
Nice.
You're lucky because that wasn't on the Kino set.
Yeah, no.
Indy said, I do the same thing, been trying to get a bit more exercise since the pandemic. I can totally relate. And who doesn't want to eat Chinese? It's so tasty. Next thing, Mel will be training for the London Marathon. It's funny you say that, Dustin, just because I told Donna that I might actually do it next year.
How long is the marathon? How long is the London Marathon?
It's 26 miles.
Hell, I'd watch you from like from the sidelines. I walk a couple miles. I do like a 5 mile thing. I'm like, oh, that's it.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I don't think I'd come in first or 100th or 1,000th, but it would be achievement of doing it. It
would be interesting just to do something like that.
Yeah. What's this? Gino said, I'm an overeater. I'm a Zempic because of it. Currently 344 pounds. I'm only 28. Losing it gradually, but I'm Italian. Yeah, see, that's the biggest part. I think, I think sometimes your heritage is the thing that can really get you. I'll give you an example. For me with my mum always gave me the biggest meals on the table and she always fed me. That's why I'm a big guy, right? Because she always fed me. If it was dinner time, my dad had a smaller plate than I did, right? My mum would give me like eight Yorkshires and like 12 potatoes, and it was mental, And being Italian, there's so much food that can put weight on. I mean, I'm not Italian, but there's so much food out there because, and I'm talking about proper Italian food. I'm not just talking about what everybody sees as Italian. Do you know what I mean? What else is there? Same Gino, definitely guilty of overeating. Dove Celia says, did the guy confuse her for a Snorlax?
That's your comment.
Yeah, I reckon they did. It was funny because I think that's what she was actually trying to catch, as well as a Raichu. I never tried the Pokemon game. I did. I found it very tedious. Was the stupid? Okay, all these ones. Darth City says, Mel can't even go out at night. Women will just undress in the streets when they see him coming.
So there you go. See, you get that. I got apparently the worst possible.
I'll be honest. When it comes to women, for me, I'm actually quite lucky. Well, I've been lucky with my wife, but I'm quite lucky when it comes to people noticing me. That. But I realised recently, right, not to get onto a sad topic, but I noticed recently that I've really been trying to sabotage myself, mentally and physically. And I realised it was because there was a few things I hadn't personally gotten over. And I think a part of that was because I thought I'd let go of some stuff and I hadn't, right? And Dove Sidious has known more about this, right? Obviously, he's not going to put that because it's personal. But I think doing these streams has really helped me with that a bit more because I think a lot of my negativity was aimed towards things from YouTube, So I think being in the streams has helped me more with that. because I've been able to let go of certain things that I had negativity from YouTube and from personal things like that. Because I've been able to have fun in these, been able to get nice comments from people, stuff like that. Yeah, and having the friendships I have as well with, Darth Sidious, with Alex, the friendship we've got as well. It's really been helping me feel a little bit better with myself because at one point I felt like I wasn't really. What's the point? What was I going to say? Not really interesting, or that people wouldn't want to talk to me because of how I was kind of abused by people. So, yeah, I think that's really helped me recently. And doing the exercising, thanks to Darth Sidious, and really try to push myself more, I really feel like I'm able to become myself again. I can laugh, I can joke, I can be,
And like, it always, like, I think a lot of people go through, like, to a certain extent, like, periods like that, which hopefully they can get to the spot where you're at, where basically you're doing that, and it's fantastic. Streams are fantastic. I enjoy like these here. Obviously, I love it. Like, you're an actual friend. Like, you're not just somebody that's on a stream. Like, people should know this by now. The way we talk to one another, and the way we like.
Hear that, everybody? Hear that? I'm a friend. I'm number one. All right. So you guys, you're behind me. All right. You hear it here. Yeah. Obviously, I'm messing around with you guys.
I'm going to steal that Harlequin thing. That's awesome, man. I looked at the Harlequin like painting in the background.
You finally noticed it.
It is cool, man. The first time I really noticed it.
It's been there the whole time since we started. From the very first chat. Oh, I see.
But
that's from a Detective Comics comic. That is.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it was put on an art print. I found it in a charity shop for £3. No, not £3, £4.50.
That's not bad, man. Not bad at all.
Yeah,
like,
I was happy with that.
Do you ever go to the conventions over there? Like, I know they do the Comic Cons and stuff like that.
I was going to go this year, but I didn't end up going because my wife was not feeling too well. But I'm definitely planning on going next year. Problem is, my wife, as most people know, she's a lot older than me. She's 73, and she saved me in so many ways. She's been the most wonderful person. A lot like you say about Hind.
Yeah, like when you meet. That's the thing. We talked about this off camera. Like when you meet that person.
Exactly. But I've started noticing that she's feeling vulnerable. Like we're gonna have to get a walker with a seat so she feels more comfortable out and stuff. And I don't want to push her to do things I know that are going to be strenuous for her. So I might go next year on my own. I might. Because I think at the minute she's more comfortable if we do trips where she can sit down or go places where there's things.
And you don't have to be an age for that, by the way. That can happen at like some.
Exactly. I could fall over in the street right now and have a bad back problem, and the exact same thing, right? But because I know it's due to age with Donna, because she's got fibromyalgia now, she's weaker, she gets tired more. I just feel like I need to be more caring for her, more open to helping her with these things and not pushing her for certain things. But I probably will go next year. I wish Alex could go with me, but he's always got something going on a weekend with his girlfriend, and it's not exactly his thing. Do you know what I mean? Darth Sidious, I know would go with me, but Darth Sidious is in America. Yeah, exactly. I know you'd go, but you're in Morocco.
If I was there, man, I'd go.
Yeah, exactly. So
Ways could stay home and relax.
Exactly. So I think it's thingy. So I probably will go next year because this is the first year of us kind of being back.
Except Hen's super geeky, so she would go. Like Hen's like
exactly.
Like when we went to.
I've seen the pictures.
It was her. Like it was her whole idea. She was like, Stan Lee is going to be in Montreal. We have to go. And we were like, yeah. So we were like, for months, we were like, hyping up, getting ready for it. But with that, guys, at over 3 hours, man, I guess we should end the stream for now because we never know when more exciting news is going to come out. We're going to be talked out.
Yep.
So, guys, let me know if you pick up any of the Via Vision stuff. If you're going to be getting the big Todd Slaughter set, or you're going to be picking up any of those like box sets. Compound sales, like I said when we talked about the Vinegar Cinnamon, are tricky. They can be very good if you buy a lot, but they can be not so good if you're not if you only want to get 1 or 2 sets.
I agree. I mean, if you get 2, you're getting 10% off, which is basically just like the bundle price.
Exactly.
And you've got to remember you're paying shipping on top of that, so you're not basically saving.
Yeah, unless you're picking up the other, like 200 pounds worth or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's you're not getting free shipping. Guys.
Thanks, Indy.
Thank you, and thanks to everybody for coming in, and we'll see you here next time in the Call to Cinema.
Thanks, everybody.